Hello. Welcome to the Vampire Therapist. I've had a quick look at this game. I haven't really played too much. It does throw you straight in there, so that's always good. Yeah, I've had a look. I'm all prepared. I'm wearing my Starian t-shirt. And I thought I'd go for a little bit within Temptation hat as well. Is it within Temptation? No, it says it's Evanescence. Getting the wrong one. it's within Evanescence. Oh my gosh, I saw them both. You see at the same time. I thought both really good bands. Let's watch them both at the same time. So yes. Anyway, hi, welcome to Vampire Therapist. We'll just cut that out. That'll be fine. We'll just start now. It'll be okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a follow on from Lake, I think. But give it a go. See what we find. I know a little bit. It's a vampire. We are a vampire. We're playing a vampire. Who is also, turns out, they're a very good therapist. So yeah, thought we'd give it a go. See how we do. See what I think about it. What reactions I have. Yeah, I'll give it. It's all voice acted as well, which is good. So yes, obviously, first thing to say, Vampire Therapist is a comedy game. It's about the immortal undead processing historical yet personal traumas. There may be references, well, there are going to be references to historical violence and oppression that might be upsetting to some. The game was developed in consultation with licensed therapists, but should not be considered a substitute for therapy. Same with this video, it's not a substitute for therapy, unless you're a vampire. There we go. Let's get it on. Let's get going.
My name is Sam Walls, and I'm a dead man. Well, kinda dead at least. See, I'm a vampire. Now, if you think that means all that Dracula hooey, like hissing, wearing skin-tight leather, and hunting mortals for sport, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That's exactly the sort of thing I did in my younger years with my former gang. And let me tell you, a vampire who's good with a gun can be a real terror. I got lucky, though. I met some kind mortals who saw beyond my fangs. They taught me my letters and showed me how my thinking was keeping me from finding any kind of peace. After they passed on, I roamed America's majestic wilderness for nigh on 90 years, figuring out myself and what it means to be a vampire. And I found revelation. What I realized was, it ain't fangs that make us monsters, it's the self-defeating ways we think. Anywho, as the world started getting smaller, my old vampire gang tracked me down. Them being my kin, I wanted to help them see the world like I did, but they still have the same monster mindset I used to have. Good thing I'm a quick draw. But I got hooked up with this newfangled internet thing and found a vampire who's helping my kin find their way. Fella named Andromachos, supposed to be 3,000 years old. He invited me to come out to Europe to learn from him. I figure someone older than time has got to have the answers. I'm going on a trip, I guess. This feels like my opportunity to do some good in the world. I've been lucky, and now it's time to give back. Vampires ain't monsters. Or at least, they don't have to be. And come hell or high water, I'm gonna prove it to them.
Nice. There we go. I am covering a little bit. It is just the title. And then we go straight into the next bit.
Well, I think this is the address. Number 27, Clean Flitter Mouse Streeb?
Maybe. So it was covering a little bit. It's one of those I'm not going to be able to find where to put my camera. We are in Leipzig, and it's 2024.
Sure is a hell of a lot of ruckus for this time of night. People stay up late here. Wait a minute. These folk are vampires. Better watch myself. Guten Abend, folks. Sprechen Sie English?
Ja, hello, Alta. Are you here to party with us at the hottest club?
I like it. Straight in, found some vampires. Oh my gosh. Okay, first thing. Am I here to party? Ask about the dress code. Ask about Andromachos. Ask about the club. Let's ask about the club. Where are we? Hello, y'all. How you doing? Welcome in.
Well, what's so special about this club?
Oh, I need to click.
Nacht is the greatest club aller Zeiten. The owner makes sure everyone has a good time.
Good time.
If anyone acts without respect, they are banned from the club forever. You are free to do and be whatever you like, as long as you are harming no one.
I like it.
And I hear that they are now attracting sexy old cowboys.
would that be the sexy? Oh my god! Would that be the sexy old cowboy there?
Shh, Maxie, he is old enough to be your grandfather.
Oh, come on now. You're just flattering me. I'm only a couple 100 years old.
Oh mein Gott, he is so cute, Reinhard. Can I keep him?
Straight away. Okay, so let's ask about the dress code because they seem to be in a dress code and I seem to be, well, my cowboy dude seems to be in a dress code. I don't think, have we got a name? I think I've missed the name if we have, bear with me.
I don't think
Sam.
what I'm wearing will fit the dress code.
I don't think there is a dress code, Sam.
The cowboy look is totally sexy, but you will get a bit sweaty.
I just love the accents.
I hope we will all get a bit sweaty.
I think she's flirting with us. I think we're flirting.
Good thing we run a little on the cold side, huh?
Don't worry, my Liebling. We make each other warm.
Reinhard, stop. Don't scare the American. I want to do that.
The more I ask, the more I'm like, oh.
Maxi Liebchen, you're so naughty tonight.
No, you are the naughty one.
Oh, I definitely ain't an American no more.
I'm going to ask about Andromachus because I'm assuming telling them here to party is going to move on the conversation. So
Looking for Andromachos.
Andromachus, sorry.
You mean the club owner? Ja, that is why we are here.
If you're lucky, he will invite us to the private party at the end of the night.
Private party. Those vampires are thirsty. They are, and it's not just for blood. It is not.
What happens there?
I think maybe it is too kinky for Americans to hear.
I love it. Okay, we're going to tell them when we're here to party.
I can cut loose. What kind of party is this?
Oh, Sam, if you have to ask, you're not going to want to know.
The kind where we dance all night and get sexy.
Oh, here are them kind of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Ach so, there are better things to suck than blood, oder?
It's just the way they're like completely and utterly, there's no expression in their faces. And you can see that,
Although we have to get past the bouncer first. If we do not, I'm thinking our night is ruined.
Uh-oh. Why are we glad we're going red? I think that means something.
Oh, wait a sec. There's something about what she just said. I can feel it.
Oh, there's an echo.
It reminds me of one of my revelations about the funny patterns in the way we vampires think.
Oh.
Well, let's see. One type of thinking I noticed I called hot branding. That's when we brand ourselves with names we can't get rid of.
Okay.
There's high noon mind. That's when we treat a situation like it's a do or die showdown.
Is this his thinking voice? Is this Sam's think? It might be Sam's thinking voice. I like it. Yeah, for sure.
And there's saloon thinking. That's when we act either helpless or invincible, like we've just drunk a pint of moonshine.
Okay.
I can always check my journal if I need examples. I kept all my notes about the funny ways we vampires think in there.
Now, Sam, I don't know if you know this, but you are in Germany. Or Leipzig, yes. So you are going to have to do GDPR. You can't put notes about your clients. You're going to have to take care of them.
I think I know which one of them funny ways they're thinking in, though. Hold on, compadres. You seem like the kind who can make their own fun.
I don't want to have my own fun. Immernacht is the only place to be on Friday night.
Okay. I did play a little bit of this, so this is where I got to. I'm going to try and explain it. So we have the three that he's just talked about, that Sam's just mentioned about. We have the hot branding, the high noon mind, and the saloon thinking. These aren't necessarily terms that I recognise. So in order to help, we've got his notes. And I do love the email, which is cowboysoccer@vmail.com if you lose and find it. So we're going to look at the cognitive distortions, which is the cognitive being head. So he's talking about the funny ways that we think. Vampires can think in funny ways sometimes. Reality is right in front of us and we just can't see it. Heck, pretty sure it's all humans who do that, not just vampires. We do think funny thinking in particular ways, so I figured I'd write them down so I don't forget them. I'll include an example so I remember how they work. I kind of have to do the now thinking of Sam. So this is how Sam thinks about. So he's thinking a cowboy mindset. So he's thinking high noon mind, which is when things seem black or white, win or lose, famine or feast, live or die. So it's very sort of one or the other thinking. We have saloon thinking, which is when we feel responsible or in sole control or feeling completely hopeless. So, yeah. It's there anyway. It's that kind of thing. And then hot branding is when it's almost like the self-critical voice. We sometimes call ourselves awful names. So if you've ever thought, he's talking about branding irons and things, which is the cowboy mindset. So yeah. So she's just said, I don't want to have my own fun. Immanect is the only place to be on a Friday night, which isn't hot branding, because we've just said hot branding is, I feel like a failure. Saloon thinking is very black and white. Did we say saloon thinking? I have to double check. Saloon thinking is the responsible or sole control. So what we're actually looking at is the high noon mind. It will get easier once I practice which one's which. So she's gone very she's gone very black and white. It's the only place to be on a Friday night. Obviously it's not the only place to be, so she's gone very high noon mind thinking.
Amigos, you're putting too much weight on this thing. It's a nightclub, not a high noon showdown. The night's full of possibilities.
Reinhardt, I don't know what this means, but I like the way the sexy American talks.
You make us think that maybe it is better we haven't gotten into the club, because we are now meeting you.
I mean, that's true.
Hey, if meeting me makes your night better, I'm glad we met. I really gotta find Andromachos, though.
You have to get past the bouncer. He decides who gets in and who doesn't. And he hasn't looked our way all night.
Maybe I'll have a little word with him. Excuse me, friend. I hear you're the man to talk to around these parts.
I love a bouncer. Look at him. Oh my gosh, he's a big boy.
I'm here to see Andromachos.
Growls thoughtfully. Oh.
Hey, thanks, amigo. You have yourself a fine night, you hear?
Cowboy, what about us?
Oh. Do we allow... Yeah. Do we... Oh, I like this. Do we bring them joy or do we dash their hopes? That's an interesting way of putting it. Normally it's like, do we say that they're with us? Do we not say that they're with us? That kind of thing. Yeah. Shall we? Well, let's bring them joy.
Yeah, sure. They're friends of mine.
Have fun, mate.
There is nowhere good for this camera to sit. I promise you.
Well, come on, you two. We ain't got all night. Yeah. Dang, awful loud in here.
Oh yeah, it is loud in there.
Come on, my liver, dance with us.
I like it. They've lowered the voice and the music so that you can and made the music higher. Yeah.
Kids, have fun. I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
Tarnation, I'd rather hear her go for giving birth than this.
You've heard one?
I better talk to whoever's slinging drinks in this here saloon. They ought to know where Andromachos is.
Okay.
But pardon me, ma'am.
Well, well, look at you.
Hello.
We get a lot of 80s fashion in here, but not usually the 1880s.
I like her.
What can I get you, cowboy? The special's Red Bull and vodka. You down?
Yeah.
I never drink Red Bull.
Oh.
I'm actually looking for the owner. He around tonight?
Might be. What do you say your name was?
Sam Walls, begging your pardon.
Sam Walls, huh? I don't think I know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender.
Ooh, here we go. Here we go. So, Crimson's just saying, I don't know anything about a Sam Walls. After all, I'm just a know-nothing bartender. Now, I'm pretty sure bartenders know pretty much a thing or two about stuff. I don't think they're know-nothings. So what we've got here, I believe, is the hot branding. She's kind of, if I remember rightly from I'm trying to remember without looking it up, but I believe it's the critical inner self voice, the inner critic. So someone somewhere along her journey has told her that she's a know-nothing bartender, or the know-nothing has come up somewhere. And that's where she's got that from. So I'm going to say, I think it's hot branding. Fingers crossed.
From where I'm standing, I see someone with style and confidence, not just a drink machine. Don't go branding yourself like that's all you are.
Exactly.
Don't you go worrying about me, cowboy. The man upstairs warned me you were coming. I was just testing to see if you are who you say you are.
Oh, it was a test. Did we pass? Did we pass?
Tell you what, let me give you something from our special reserve. I don't think you're looking for booze.
Oh, we're looking for booze either.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. I was wondering where the blood was. I met some vampires outside, so I figured this was a vampire club.
You met some gods, honey. They're here to dance and have fun.
I was going to say, I don't think they were vampires.
So all these people are mortals?
How do you think the head vampire gets his blood? They can't wait to share it with him. It's a special experience.
Okay.
He's the only real vampire here. Well, him and Bert.
Bert. Oh, is Bert the bouncer?
Bert?
You met him already. Bert, shuffle on over here.
It's going to be the bouncer. Yay! I mean, when you look like Bert with the ears and the and the muscles, I don't think there's any. I think Bert is a vampire.
This one's here to see the big guy. Show him upstairs, okay?
Okay.
Have fun, mate.
He's probably just pointed at some stairs somewhere and just been like, have fun.
Good luck up there, cowboy. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Oh, this is the picture from the beginning.
It's Sam Walls to see you, sir. The guy who's been sending you all them V-mails.
Female vampire.
Yes, I know who you are, Samuel Walls. You have come here because you believe you can help our kin. The question is, are you first able to help yourself?
Oh, interesting question. Can I help myself or I can't help myself? I can help myself?
I've been fixing myself for more than a century now. I don't think I need help.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that was the right answer.
Then you must prepare to learn a most difficult lesson. We all need help, Samuel. I am pleased that you have come to receive mine.
It's like that. The question, like, can you help yourself? It's like that's a lot of connotations. But I like what his reaction is.
Dang, you scared the heck out of me.
You must allow an ancient vampire his games. He will play them regardless. Please, sit down. What an absolute pleasure it is to meet you at last. I found your messages most intriguing.
Afraid there ain't much here in the way of intrigue. I'm just a lonesome cowboy looking for answers.
You know, I receive V-mails every day from vampires seeking my help. You are the very first to seek my aid in helping others. This alone makes you intriguing.
Well, dang. I think you're gonna be sorely disappointed when you get to talking to me. I'm just honored you're giving me the time of night.
I have unlimited time, Samuel. I am pleased to share some of it with you. Our kind can be rather set in their ways. It is inspiring to see someone so young and eager to learn.
So young. He's like 200 years old. Mind you, Andro, I'm going to call him Andro. Andro is like 3,000, so yeah, it's a bit of a difference.
Yeah, well, I wasn't much for learning when I was alive. Just making up for lost time, I guess.
It sounds as though you have been handling your own life better than most. I was particularly intrigued by these revelations you had while walking in nature.
I'm interested as well.
Oh, yeah, them. Well, I give walking the credit. Nothing sorts my thoughts out better.
Okay, alright.
After a few decades, I started seeing patterns in the way we vampires think.
Can you explain some of these patterns?
I've tried to explain them to other vampires, but it ain't never gone well. I can try, though.
Okay, let's try it.
See, we tend to assume certain things just because we've been believing them since we were alive.
Okay, yeah.
Or we decide the world's against us just because we're hungry or tired or something.
Mm-hmm.
And when we start tackling problems that ain't real, we ain't fixing our real problems. That make any kind of sense?
Kinda, Sam, but I don't think you've quite... Maybe?
Fascinating, Samuel. These revelations that you had in the woods, mortal psychologists have a term for them. They are called cognitive distortions.
Okay, we've gone straight into the therapy speak here.
Cognitive who's he what now?
Exactly, Sam. Yeah, what are those?
Cognitive distortions. They are exactly as you described them. I will explain in a moment. Please, tell me about these specific revelations you had.
Okay. We're now asking, what is... Explain high noon, or go in order.
Well, I noticed how we stress ourselves out by making everything a battle of do-or-die absolutes. High noon mind, I call it. Like that feeling you get right before a big shootout.
I must confess I have no experience with this feeling. I engaged in mortal combat long before the age of gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
But the sentiment you describe mirrors the words of my old friend Marky Aurelius. He used to say that the magnitude of life's challenges often turn us into our worst selves.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor?
Yeah, that dude, yeah, famous.
Of course, his name was Marcus. Marky was a bedroom name.
Andro.
You mean you and the emperor were...
It was ancient Rome. Penetration was similar to a handshake.
Oh, we're going there. We're going straight there.
My apologies. I somehow forgot you were American. But let us discuss this high noon. I believe we can broaden your definition. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon of binary thought polarized thinking, but I like to call it Nosferatu thinking.
This is the thing where they're kind of playing on the fact that psychologists cannot agree on one term for one thing. There's lots of people who have lots of different terms for lots of the same ideas. Very difficult to think.
Nosferatu thinking?
Nosferatu thinking,
It
hey?
means you are thinking in black and white.
Because the film's in black and white.
I get it. That's pretty funny.
I believe it encompasses the breadth of the distortion. One is not flatly weak or strong, good or evil, smart or stupid, a success or a failure. The truth is far more complex and colorful.
I like that, yeah, okay.
Not every high noon gunfight ends in oblivion, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Getting shot still ain't fun, but it ain't the end neither.
A perfect example, Samuel. Now, try to catch me using Nosferatu thinking.
Okay, black or white thinking.
I will give you a series of statements, and one of them will contain Nosferatu thinking. I will repeat them if you miss it.
Okay. Working together. Let's find it. Come on.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die.
That seems like more of a statement of fact, but I don't know too much about vampires. Are we talking the vampires that just kind of hibernate, or are we talking actual death?
Death eventually comes for us all.
I mean, that is true. Again, we have a truth.
Mortals will always fear our kind.
Oh. Now, is that Nosferatu thinking? Because we've already met, was it Reinhardt and his Liebchen, who obviously liked vampires, and the whole club likes vampires. Does that mean they'll fear him? That's the interesting thing. Do we carry on and see what he says afterwards?
Did you miss my Nosferatu thinking? Let me start over.
I think it's that one, but we'll try it.
If I do not drink blood, I will surely die. Death eventually comes for us all. Mortals will always fear our kind.
Do we try that? Is that the Nosferatu thinking?
That's Nosferatu thinking right there. I've met mortals who knew who I was and weren't scared.
There we go.
Very good, Samuel. And even if you hadn't, to say mortals will always fear us ends any hope that they might not.
There's also that as well.
Always is such a terminal word, is it not? Would you like to discuss more of your revelations with me?
Sure. We don't have a no. So saloon thinking.
I realize that as vampires, we can get the feeling of the power that comes with immortality and strength, but then we get hopeless and aimless over time. It's kind of like the fella you see in the saloon at the bottom of a bottle of whiskey. Either he thinks he can fight everyone, or he's crying into them last drops because he thinks life's hopeless. It's saloon thinking. Two extremes that probably ain't true.
Okay.
A fascinating observation, Samuel. Your saloon thinking was described in my time as the battle between hubris and nemesis, the twin excesses of arrogance and self-pity.
Oh man, it make me wish I'd gotten some schooling. Maybe I would have figured this stuff out earlier.
You live forever, my friend. There is no rush.
It's true. I mean, if you were living forever.
What you have identified is a phenomenon where individuals perceive either an illusion of control or a lack of control. Mortal psychologists call this phenomenon you have described a control fallacy. Rarely do we have complete power over our situations or no power at all. But we create this illusion that stops us from attempting to change our perceived situations.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. I used to think I'd never get away from my gang, and maybe that's what made me stick with them for so long.
Yes, you see how cognitive distortions keep us from facing reality, whatever that reality may be. Of course, I am so old and powerful that I am always in control.
Ooh, that's a is that a control fallacy? Oh. I mean I don't think he's always in control.
You're testing me, ain't you? That's a control fallacy right there.
We can't find anything past Sam, can we?
Well done, Samuel. I am indeed very powerful, but the cosmos holds no awareness of Andromachos.
Oh, he said his name.
Of course, as you expertly pointed out with your analogy about the man at the bottom of a whiskey bottle, a control fallacy can be positive or negative. Listen to my next few statements and try to find a control fallacy. Simply let me continue if you do not detect one.
Okay. Alright, we're detecting.
The sun will eventually burn out. I will roam a cold, dead earth, and there is little I can do about it.
I mean, that could be. It could be. I mean, there is little he can do about it. Well, no, I think he can. There's always the eventual. There's always the bit where he said, I think he said the statement before where death comes to us all. We can always try that.
My kitty cat died. I shall be lonely forever.
No, that's also.
I'm sorry about your sweet kitty, but
Ooh, we got 5 crates in a row. I'm not usually here.
For a living home, so you don't need to be lonely.
I was like, oh, I got an achievement, and I was like, no, I got it. It's all the way down there. Yes, I mean, passing of Pussycats, yeah, very sad. Take your time, grieve, however long you need. I mean, he's 3,000 years old, so he's got a few years to grieve. Lots of them just waiting for a loving home, so you don't need to be lonely. You don't actually need to be, no.
It was just an example, Samuel. Well spotted. But I do speak from experience. I felt this way once when a pharaoh I was dating had our cat mummified. I went into a murderous depression that nearly decimated the continent. But I had the power to help myself all along by adopting a new friend in need of a home.
I'm going to point out that going into a murderous depression that nearly decimated a continent is probably not the best way to deal with grief. I'm just going to put that out there. let's not have our grief decimating a continent.
Oh, dang, don't let me get on your bad side.
Yeah.
I doubt you shall see it, Samuel. Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I think we have one more. Hot branding.
See, I used to be in a gang. They were my whole existence. If you asked me who I was, I would have said, I'm a murdering bastard.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Once I got away, I realized how small-minded that was. I was Sam before I was a murdering bastard, but that's how I was choosing to brand myself.
Ah.
My old gang's still around, and they're still branding themselves like that. They can't see themselves as anything but killers.
Very astute, Samuel. I favor the clinical term, however, which is labeling.
Good. Labeling? Yep. We can do that.
You correctly discovered that labeling is a reductive act. When we call ourselves names, even if we find them accurate, we create prophecies we are doomed to fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
For millennia, I thought of myself as a killer. It was not untrue that killing was how I made my way in the world. I was an unstoppable warrior and assassin.
So yeah, he would actually probably brand himself as a killer, yeah.
But with this label, I limited myself for ages. I did not only kill people, I also killed potential aspirations I might have had.
Mm. That's true. Yeah, okay. How many times have you heard, like, killers don't do this, that, and the other, or people don't do kind of thing? Yeah.
See whether you can catch me doing some labeling in my next few statements.
Okay, these always get me.
I am so old, I am ancient.
Ooh. Is that a label or is that truth? I think that's a label. He is ancient.
Oh, come on. I know you've been kicking around a long time, but don't go labeling yourself as ancient.
I think I got it wrong. I think the screen shake means no.
But according to definition, I am ancient.
Yeah.
It is not a label, but a specific classification of my age.
Yeah.
Well, you look pretty good for being ancient then.
Alright.
The secret is moisturizer. But let us continue.
It's a man who moisturised.
Call me whatever you like, but don't call me late for dinner.
No.
How shall I describe myself? Yes, I am a mass murderer.
That might be the label. I think this is the label. What a dad joke to join in on. I know.
Well, that's about as clear a labeling as it gets. Yeah, we vampires tend to do a lot of killing, but reducing ourselves to killers ain't doing us any favors.
We have a few dad jokes already. If you were allergic to dad jokes, I wouldn't.
Excellent, Samuel. You are correct. Labels can be cages that we lock ourselves in. I was a mere murderer for most of my existence because that is how I labeled myself.
Also, welcome in. You're gonna break out in hives. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Sam Walls, the murderer, reprobate, and good for nothing.
Those are not how I would describe the Sam Walls I see before me.
Hmm.
Did you have more revelations to tell me about?
I don't think so.
I think that's all of them.
Oh, good.
Or at least the ones that were the most obvious to me.
So we've done the 3.
That you recognize the concept of cognitive distortions at all is most impressive, Samuel. What took me nearly 3 millennia to understand took you merely 2 centuries.
And a lot of people researching.
Oh, come on, you're just flattering me. I'm just a dope stumbling his way through one life.
Mm-hmm.
Are you now? Tell me, Samuel, what kind of cognitive distortion are you exhibiting when you call yourself a dope?
Oh, yes. What kind of cognitive distortion was that? Okay, so it wasn't control. I don't think. Because that's not something... I think it's labeling again. I don't think it's black and white thinking. I think it's labeling. I'm putting myself out here now.
Yeah, I'm doing some labeling. I gotta watch myself, huh?
As long as we retain any humanity, we will have cognitive distortions. What we are aiming for is not to become perfect beings, but to understand and accept ourselves.
There we go. That's probably the most important sentence that he said so far, which is, we're not aiming to become perfect. There is no perfection. What there is to understand and accept yourself. I think that's probably the most important thing. If you take nothing away from anything that is said for the rest of the day, that is probably the one sentence to remember.
As long as we can recognize cognitive distortions, we can address our real challenges. One cannot drink blood from a straw man, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I ain't never heard that one before, but I like it.
If it helps solidify the concept in your mind, then I am well satisfied.
Taking notes.
I
Me
know
too.
you came to learn from me, so I will do my best to honor your good intentions. Let us ensure that you understand the concepts of
Oh no, here we go.
and Nosferatu thinking.
I didn't think there'd be a test.
I will give you a series of statements, and each one will contain a cognitive distortion for you to identify. I will begin.
This is like being back at uni, this is.
If I invite over my vampire friends, I know
Oh.
I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place when they turn into bats at the end of the night.
So, Nosferatu thinking was black and white thinking. The control fallacy was... Let me check my notes. Feeling responsibility or sole control, or feeling helpless. So I think... because he's not calling himself a name. I think this is the control fallacy. This is the... I need to, like, I'm going to have to deal with guano all over the place. So it's Andro saying, I'm going to need to clean up the guano, when his friends could perfectly clean up their own guano.
Well, there's a control fallacy, sir. You're acting like you've got no control, but you could lay down some ground rules for guests, or some newspaper.
Newspaper.
Or express concern to my friends that they have not been toilet trained.
Exactly.
Very good, Samuel. Let me try another.
Okay. This is like being back at school, this is.
I am Andromachus, the
Okay.
ancient darkness, the scourge of the Mediterranean, the mortal's bane.
Ooh. Okay. What you're doing there, mate, is you're labelling yourself. But then I did this before and I got told that he is actually ancient. So now I'm a little bit hesitant to do it again because I think it's labelling.
Well, that's definitely some intense labeling. Those are some hard names to get over.
You are not wrong. Those names followed me for millennia. It was most stifling. Let me try another then.
Okay, this might be Nosferatu thinking. Process of elimination.
If my club's revenues do not significantly increase, I will end up living on the street.
There we go. That is black and white thinking. If this doesn't happen, then this won't happen, kind of thing. Whereas a lot of things could happen. We've got Nosferatu thinking.
There's got to be Nosferatu thinking. There's a huge space between making a ton of profit and living on the street.
Indeed, you are correct. I run my club at a considerable loss, but 3,000 years of banking interest means that money is not really an object to me anyway.
He's rich. He's rich.
Samuel, now I am not only intrigued by you, but also impressed. I would very much like to teach you my ways, but I must demand something of you first.
We learned about cognitive distortions. We did it.
Anything. I'm here to learn.
You must receive therapy yourself. I will not have you seeing clients without a commitment to your own mental health.
Oh my gosh. You know, this is the first one that I've seen where they've been like, yeah, you as a therapist need to take therapy yourself, which is very important.
Oh, now, hold on just a minute. I don't know that I need therapy. I'm feeling pretty good about myself these days.
Oh, that's everyone's reaction.
Samuel, we all need therapy to live in this world. You have been speaking in cognitive distortions since the moment you walked into my office.
That's true.
I have. I didn't even notice.
Oh, Sam.
They are most insidious, but I am here to help you identify and challenge them. You have walked alone for too long, Samuel. Allow me to share my experience with you.
Well, all right, if you say so. I appreciate your taking the time to work on this, old cowpoke.
Love it.
We have all the time in the world, Samuel. But for now, you must be eager for something fresh. Please, dance, drink your fill. We will begin tomorrow.
Something fresh or someone fresh? What the? Where's this going?
Okay then. Well, sir, it's been an honor.
You don't have to call me sir, you know.
No?
All right then, Andromachos.
Andromachos.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hey, Andromachos.
Sam.
Just call me Andy.
Andy.
All right, Andy. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Oh, well, the the kids just kind of shut awkwardly there.
Dang, look at all them mortals, sweating, blood pumping. I am thirsty. There ain't no power on this earth that'll get me on a dance floor. Maybe I'll see if the bartender's got anything for me.
Do I need to turn the music down just a little bit, or are we okay? I think we're okay. I mean, the writing's what they're saying anyway.
If it isn't Clint Eastwood again, how'd it go, cowboy?
Seems I'll be sticking around. Guess I better get used to things around here.
Good to hear. About time someone helped Andy with his work. Seems you vampires have a lot of problems to fix. Name's Crimson, by the way.
Hi, Crimson. Sound is perfect, thank you. Much appreciated.
Fine meeting you, Crimson. How do you know so much about what Andy's doing?
Pillow talk. I'm his blood partner.
Oh, we're getting an insight into vampire culture here. We're getting some lore dropping.
No shit. How's a mortal get hooked up with an ancient vampire?
I mean, look at Crimson.
I'm a rock climber. I stumbled into one of his lairs in Madagascar, found a cave while climbing a mountain, and there he was, naked in a hot tub.
Naked in a hot tub. I love it.
Dang. Must have been a sight.
You ain't kidding, cowboy. Didn't expect a luxury apartment with a gorgeous naked vampire inside of a mountain.
Where else would they be?
We hit it off, and he asked me to come back here with him. I like an adventure, so I said, what the hell? I'll date the gorgeous Dracula. But what are you doing talking to me, cowboy? The blood's running hot on the dance floor, and these kids don't mind a little biting.
I love the voice actress.
Ain't no way I'm dancing. There's gotta be a better way to get something fresh to drink.
Reinhard, look. It's the sexy old guy again.
Oh, look who it is! Hey!
You should buy us a drink, old guy. You'll probably get lucky. Actually, you will definitely get lucky.
Do I need to fade to black?
The pleasures of the flesh ain't exactly what I'm after tonight.
That's because you haven't experienced these pleasures with us yet. Buy us a drink and you will discover great satisfaction by uns.
Hello. Well, I don't know about you, but all these sound very negative. Tell them they're not your type. Ouch. Tell them alcohol is bad for them. I mean, the only thing I know about the Wild West is that everybody was in saloons. Tell them you don't have the money. Tell them they can support themselves. Oh. Now, by telling them they can support themselves, is this empowering them? Is this giving them a little bit of a boost? Because all these sound a little bit negative, whereas I can find a positive with the support themselves. I'm going to say that you can support yourselves. You can buy your own drinks.
I ain't buying you a drink. I think I'd be insulting your economic status.
Oh, here we go.
Mein Lieber, don't worry about us. We just like to feel special. We have lucrative jobs in IT.
Oh yeah? Well, maybe you can help me. See if my printer's right again. Getting real tired of these things.
Just get rid of the printer. Just get rid of the printer. Just go. Just leave it.
Please, we are here to party. But get a laser printer.
Well, thanks for the tip. That ink seems to be more valuable than blood.
It is more valuable, yeah. Okay. Oh, I think we're going to go through every sort. I thought we'd have a one and done. Don't have any money. Sorry,
I
kids.
ain't buying you a drink. All I got are good old-fashioned dollars.
I I like American money. All we have on our money are buildings. You have all the sexy old men.
Maxie.
All right, how about which of them old men are sexy?
Okay.
I like Hamilton. His posture is just so powerful.
There is a dollar coin that has Eisenhower's face on it.
Oh, you are right. Eisenhower is, how do you Americans say, a snack?
I get it. You like older men.
Not your type. Let's go for not the type.
I ain't buying you a drink. You ain't exactly my type.
Oh, yeah, I
we
need
don't
to hit
want
one.
marry you. We just want to have fun with you.
You kids are too much.
Okay, last one. Alcohol is bad for you.
I ain't buying you a drink. This stuff's terrible for you.
Are you making a joke? We are at a bar.
It's okay. He's just trying to be protective. Aren't you, Opa?
You know, I think the drinks here ain't strong enough for you two. These kids just ain't gonna leave me alone.
They're not. They're not going to leave you alone. All right, we're just going to have to buy you a drink.
Stop teasing the cowboy, Kinder. They're just messing with you. Drinks are free here.
Dang, really? Ain't never been to a saloon with free hooch.
Call it a drink exchange.
Huh. So, everyone here knows they might be sharing blood?
Only as long as there's consent. We like to create a safe environment here.
Okay, get consent first.
Why don't you take Reinhard and Maxie here back to the kink room?
Wait, kink room?
You're not in Kansas anymore, cowboy. We are not afraid of sex here.
Nope, you're in Leipzig.
I'm from Missouri, but point taken.
Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do in there. Just have fun and drink your fill, handsome. I'm sure I'll be seeing plenty of you. Maxie, Reinhard, this is one of our special customers.
Special customers.
Ach so, ein Vampir. I'm thinking we are all getting lucky then.
My neck scrubs with anticipation.
Dang. Guess I'm going to a kink room then. Thanks, Crimson.
Off
I
we
knew
go.
a man who wore this much leather couldn't be boring.
Yeah, well, you got me pegged.
I'm not gonna say not yet.
Is that what we are doing now? Give me the document and I will sign myself up for it.
Here we go.
I really ain't in Missouri no more. Look, I'm more into biting.
Oh, your teeth look perfect. Are you going to bite me with those?
That's the plan.
I'm feeling very blushed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Bear with me just a minute. There we go.
Oh, me.
Reinhard.
Well, step right on up.
On a Monday, I know. Oh my gosh. You didn't give me mini games. 35 degrees. No, that's too much. Have I got to click?
Oh, das hat sich gut angefühlt.
I think he enjoyed that. Yeah, no, I was watching my microphone and I know it wasn't coming up on the microphone, but it was really distracting for me. I was like, try not to. The ambiance was being added to. Okay. Whoa, it's getting warm in here already.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure thing. Come on over.
Oh, I've got to do this again. Oh, she's got a collar on. Oh, okay. I mean, I think that's the vein. The veins are normally blue, aren't they? That's the artery. Like, if I bite that, it's going to be in trouble.
Nicht meine Arterien.
I mean, yeah, not my artery.
Shucks, my aim's off tonight.
It is a little bit. Are we going for which bit are we?
Oh, Reinhardt, the hot old vampire wore me out.
Me too, Maxie. I feel as though I have set up a mail server.
I don't know enough about IT to know if that's stimulating or not.
Reinhardt, mein Zucker Fledermaus. Ich bin so müde, sexy zu sein.
I think she's happy.
I will get us a taxi cab, Liebchen. Und du, cowboy? Next time we will talk about that thing you mentioned earlier.
The thing we mentioned earlier? I think I blew it. Well, it was just going up and down.
Oh yeah, sure thing, fella. You can help me with my new laser printer. Now that I've had something to drink, I should probably get to my coffin.
Samuel, wait a moment. I see you got your fill. Are you heading out?
Yes.
Yeah, I figure I could use some shut-eye. I locked up my coffin over at the storage center.
Storage center? Please, you can use my guest coffin. I insist. You must be well rested for the challenges ahead.
Typical Andy has a guest coffin.
Guess I got a big night tomorrow, huh? I should get a good day's sleep.
Wonderful. Please, follow me.
Well, dang. This is mighty plush. Guess it's one of them smart coffins. Let's see what's on TV.
Now, I have heard this. I think I can watch old programs, old
I
TV.
remember this movie. We were so proud to finally get some representation.
This is amazing.
Not sure I should stay up watching movies, though.
Oh, but Nosferatu's here now. He's just like, I don't think. Eek.
Well, ain't much else to do in here. I think it's about time I hit the hay. Hope I'm cut out for all this.
I hope so too. Oh, oh. Whoop.
Samuel, good evening. I hope you slept well.
Yes, I think I did.
Like the dead, as they say.
I was hoping to save you some breakfast, but I've already sent them on their way.
Oh, that's all right. I'm still pretty full from last night. Them goth types were practically throwing themselves at me.
I am not surprised. Perhaps I should be concerned that some of my guests will follow you home.
Well, gosh, if I still had mortal circulation, I'd be blushing.
Why are you so embarrassed, Samuel?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, hell. Guess we should just save it for therapy, huh? We gonna get started now?
If you like.
Why not? I'm eager to get going. Let loose, Doc.
Here we go.
Very well. Let's start with the first question any therapist asks then. What brought you to me? Why is becoming a therapist so important to you?
Wow, we're going straight in with the deep stuff.
Well, gosh, I remember what it was like. Being all angry, hungry, and scared all the time. It ain't no way to live.
I do want to point out one thing, that Andy has not put any boundaries in place. So we're just going to skip over that.
When I see vampires acting the way I used to, I just need to show them there's more to unlife.
And why is that up to you?
You, of all people, know how lost our kind can be. Preying on the weak, dating mortal high schoolers. I've got to make them see their potential. That's what I'm here for. I know it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is a lot of responsibility to place on yourself.
You got
Sure.
a funny look in your eye. Am I doing one of them distortion things?
You are, yes.
You are most perceptive. Yes. Perhaps you can tell me what it is.
What was he saying?
When you say you are here to make vampires see the world differently, in what way are you distorting reality?
Oh. I think... Hang on. Here's to make the vampires see the world differently. Perhaps it's the control fallacy. Because he's he's the one there? Like, how could vampires see the world differently without him?
Well, I guess that's a control fallacy, right? I can't assume I'll be able to help other vampires the way I was helped.
Very good, Samuel. Control fallacies are hard to avoid when one feels strongly about something. Your fate is not to transform every vampire you ever meet, even those who are your clients. You will do what you can do, and that is enough.
Oh, I like that. You'll do what you can, and that's enough.
But I am eager to learn how you develop this desire to help our kin find a different way of thinking.
Yes, what's the law behind it? Why?
Well, like I told you when I first V-mailed you, I was a real nasty son of a bitch when I first became a vampire.
Okay.
When I look back and see what a no-account piece of shit I was, I ain't nothing but embarrassed. It all seems pretty stupid to me now. Here we are living forever and all we can do is kill? That's the dumbest thing I ever did here.
I am going to stop you for a moment. Stupid, no account piece of shit, nasty son of a bitch, dumbest thing.
Ooh.
Do you hear the way you are talking about yourself?
Oh, Andy with the real insights. Here we go.
With respect, sir, I earned all them names. I killed women and children. Half the ghost towns out west are my doing. I didn't think of nobody but myself.
Pretend you are my therapist. If I sat here and called myself a no-account piece of shit, what would you tell me?
Oh. Right. Okay. No account piece of shit. I think he's labeling himself again. I think this is definitely a label.
I'd say you were doing some labeling. And I guess I'd tell you to look at yourself a little more kindly.
Extend the same compassion to yourself then, Samuel. How are you to move on from being a nasty son of a bitch if you are labeling yourself?
Exactly.
If you wish to be a guide to other vampires, you must start with compassion for them and for yourself. So, now that you've gotten all that horrible name-calling out of the way, please tell me, how did you find your sense of purpose?
I like the intervention that Andy did just then. He was like, okay, if I was calling myself a nasty piece of shit, how would you respond to me? Which is kind of interesting because then it's helping Sam to sort of visualize it from a third perspective.
Well, I was on the run, you see. The Wild West was ending and the Pinkertons were starting to get the better of my gang.
Not the Pinkertons.
I went into hiding and found a strange group of folks out in the country. They knew I was an outlaw right away, but they didn't judge me for it. They didn't even care that I was a vampire. They welcomed me like a friend, even shared their blood with me. They taught me how to appreciate the beauty of the night, and I started seeing things I'd never noticed before.
Did he meet some hippies?
They taught me my letters, philosophy, and how to question things instead of being scared of them.
Oh, maybe missionaries?
I think about them every day of my own life. They somehow freed themselves of all the judgments of the time and were better off for it.
These must have been the 19th century American transcendentalists, yes?
Oh, okay. Apparently. Andy knows. Andy knows everything.
Yes, sir. I'm glad I died when I did, because their like just don't exist no more. Once my community died out, I started walking. That was something else they taught me how to do. There ain't nothing like having a walk and a think. I walked in nature for about 90 years, and just took in all the grace and beauty of my country. I guess I was kind of selfish, though. I should have been helping other vampires the way the Transcendentalists helped me.
What? I think we've got something there. What was that? I should have been helping other vampires the way the Transcendentalists helped me? Like, oh.
Why?
Why waste 90 years walking when I should have been helping others? Seems pretty obvious to me. I could have done a lot of good in that time.
The word that always picks out to me is the word should. It's... People always come to me with shoulds. And it's like, where's that come from? Where is the should?
But your should turns that which you could find fulfilling into a duty. You create an extrinsic motivator. Should statements are another cognitive distortion, something created by your own mind. Nature asks almost nothing of you.
There you go.
Even if your should comes from a place of good, it creates undue pressure. And what do we do once we are pressured? We resent the shoulds. We procrastinate. And as you know, We have a lot of time to procrastinate.
Yeah, it's like how many, like, oh, I should be doing the dishes, I should be doing this, that, and the other, I should be there. And then at that point, you're like, I don't want to do the dishes. I have no interest in doing the washing up. I have no interest in doing what I should be doing. I should be doing this, but now I'm on my... Here is the counselling of food. Yay! All those years of training. But yeah, it's those should statements. They're not your statements. They are like cognitive distortions, like he says. And I'm a big I do should statements. I find myself going, oh, I should be doing this, but instead I'm going to be scrolling on TikTok for another half hour. So I'm guilty of it as well. I'm just, you know, I'm as guilty as everybody else.
You got that right. Why do today what you could do next century?
Right. Cognitive note taken. Okay.
Exactly. Should statements remove the intrinsic joy from that which you find fulfilling?
Hold on, though. Ain't there some things we really should do?
Of course, there are things we must do, but nature herself tells us what they are. We invent the rest. Here, let me give you an exercise.
Here we go.
Listen closely. See whether you can find the should statement that is a distortion. I should go to the vampire dentist. You know what they say. If you have bad fangs, you get bad blood.
Well, I think it's the second word in this sentence kind of tells you what this statement is going to be. Also, as it was said before, this is not therapy. There will be times where rest is needed. And yeah, this therapy is, it kind of makes me think of CBT a little bit at the moment, which doesn't work for not note taking. There's a big disclaimer at the front of this, which is they've worked with therapists to create the game, but the game is not a replacement for therapy. I'm just saying this, that, and neither is everything that I'm talking about is a replacement for your therapy. So we have a should statement.
That's the one. No one should go to a dentist. Goddamn butchers.
Was that not it? What?
That is not true. We have to go to the dentist. Our teeth are important to us. How long has it been since you've seen the dentist, Samuel?
Did I get it wrong? There's me going, this is not therapy, and they get it immediately wrong just to prove my point.
No, not since the Civil War, and I'd rather keep it that way.
We'll talk about that in another session. Let's try again.
Okay.
I should drink blood today.
That's a should statement.
Well, I guess if you don't want to drink blood, you don't have to.
What is going on?
But I'll die if I don't. Permanently.
So I guess you should drink blood.
Mm-hmm. Try again.
Okay.
I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
Right. I don't understand what you're trying to do here, Andy, because they're not should statements. If they're not should statements, they're not labeling. Oh. It's is it Nosferatu thinking? Thinking in extremes. Oh, or is it... I am so confused. So it's not control. I should take her out on a date. Is it control? Are we controlling? We can take her out on a date.
We are trying to identify only should statements right now, Samuel. I will repeat.
What is going on?
I should take my blood partner Crimson out on a date.
Okay, is that a should statement?
Saying you should take Crimson out on a date is a should statement. You've turned something you want to do into something you have to do.
Have I overthought it? I've overthought it completely.
That's right, Samuel. You know, I couldn't be more pleased with you. Your time in nature was clearly well spent.
Well, thanks, I suppose. But if you don't mind my saying so, I hope you're treating that mortal lady right.
Thank you. Please, ask her yourself. I imagine she would share her blood with you. You look like her type.
Hold on. I've only been in Europe for a couple of days. I ain't gonna go after my teacher's girlfriend.
She does what she wishes, and that is why I chose her as my blood partner.
Crimson has her own mind.
Samuel, even if it beats no longer, you have a good heart. I think you will be an excellent therapist.
So far, that good heart of mine hasn't amounted to much, but I'm willing to give it my best shot.
Okay.
You are uncomfortable with praise, aren't you, Samuel? Every time I say something positive, you find a way to negate it.
Are we doing another cognitive? Are we doing
I
it?
just don't think I should be doing any bragging. I spent my first 50 years killing. I spent the next 90 walking in the woods. I've tried to walk a better path since then, but I ain't no saint, Auntie.
I did not say you were. Having met several so-called saints, I can attest that none of them were either. I understand your discomfort, Samuel. I, too, have done terrible things that I cannot erase. But is erasing the good I have done worthwhile?
Well, I guess when you put it like that, it sounds kind of silly.
It's another cognitive distortion, one that mortal psychologists call disqualifying the positive.
I thought it was gonna be.
I understand that the actions of your past are difficult to bear, but what we are here to do is accept reality, with both its positive and negative aspects.
Right.
I am not saying that you should disqualify your negative actions, but merely note when you disqualify the positive ones. Let us try an exercise. See whether you can challenge me when I disqualify my positive deeds.
Keep getting some of the bottom keeps getting longer and longer, and I'm getting worried.
I am Andromochos,
Okay.
one of the most powerful vampires alive.
Okay.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things.
Okay.
I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people.
Right.
The good I now do pales in comparison to the evil I have done.
Ooh.
Regardless of my past evil deeds, I am quite good looking.
Ooh. I mean, yes.
You didn't catch me disqualifying the positive. Let's try again.
Oh, okay. Was I supposed to click something? I'm sorry.
I am Andromochos, one of the most powerful vampires alive.
Okay.
Before I became the vampire I am now, I did exceptionally terrible things. I have defiled the innocent. I have killed countless people. The good I now do pales in comparison to the evil I have done.
Okay, so this is disqualifying the positive. Playing the game is very difficult.
That's the one. You're literally disqualifying the positive by comparing it to the evil stuff you done.
Right.
Well done, Samuel.
Oh.
I believe the recognition of this distortion will serve you well when you start to see clients tomorrow.
We're going straight in with clients tomorrow. Okay.
Whoa, tomorrow? I only just started learning these here cognitive distortion things.
I know. At least get a fitness to practice.
I will, of course, be with you. You needn't worry. I can sense your instincts and will help you.
I don't think we'll get a DBS check on him though. I don't think it'll go back that long.
But tomorrow, I just don't feel ready yet.
My friend, we are never truly ready. But if it would ease your concerns, we can practice with further examples. Would that be helpful to you?
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see what there is. Because if I say no, it'll go straight in there. So let's have a look at this. Let's use the help. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think I could use the help.
Let's have a few more pointers. See if I can pick them up again.
Very well, Samuel. Let's try some examples. I will give you a statement, and you find the cognitive distortion in it.
Okay.
I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
Oh. Is that a control fallacy? What's control? Let me just double check what control fallacy is again. Eep. Ah. Yes, I think it's a control.
This should be an easy
Nope.
one, Samuel. The distortion I am displaying is... Try once more.
Okay.
I am far sexier than movie vampires. Therefore, I should be a movie star.
Should be.
Oh yeah, that's an easy one. That's a should statement right there. You're not insecure enough to be an actor anyway.
Easy for you to say, Sam.
Excellent, Samuel. Would you like another exercise?
Yes, please. I think we need to get at least one right.
Cannot consume high quality blood, I might as well drink blood from Florida.
Oh. This is the black and white thinking. I think. If I cannot consume high quality blood, I might as well drink. Is this Nosferatu thinking?
That's Nosferatu thinking, ain't it?
Alright. Oh.
That being said, I am sure there is still decent blood to drink in Florida, but I will bring a test kit anyway.
I don't know what it's like in Florida. These are the opinions of the game. They are not several the opinions of this channel.
Exercise?
No, I think we're good. I think we got it.
I think I'm good.
All right, Samuel. You must be hungry now. I suggest you get a liter inside you.
Okay.
We have a big night tomorrow.
Okay.
How much is a liter?
Oh no, not European words.
Just get enough to drink, Samuel. We will not be able to work if you are hungry or tired.
I think it's a couple of pints and a half, something like that.
Now, please excuse me. I do have a date with Crimson tonight. I suspect I shall not return until nearly morning.
Oh, yeah, of course. I hope you have a nice night out, Mr. Andy.
You as well, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. I love it.
Ah, Samuel, glad to see you are awake. Your first client is on his way.
What, already? Look, Mr. Andy, sir, are you sure I'm ready for this? These are people's brains I'm messing with.
Fear not, my friend. You are a powerful vampire in your own right. To be so young and have so much empathy is quite a gift. All you need to do is listen, and I know the truth will reveal itself to you.
Sam seems to have the opinion that the relationship between client and therapist is equal. There seems to be a power imbalance. Sam's like, I'm messing with people's heads, I'm doing this and that. No?
Shucks, wish I had your confidence.
Well, to a limited extent, I can see the future. If you are about to misinterpret a client's distortions, I will set you back on the right path.
Okay.
You can see the future.
He's gonna catch us if we fail.
It's not that impressive, really. You start to see the patterns after 1,000 years or so.
Right. Oh, is this something? I feel like this is something. It's not that impressive, really. This is disqualifying the positive. It's not that impressive. It is impressive. I mean, Sam just said he's impressive.
Well, dang. If seeing the future ain't impressive, that's gotta be a distortion. Disqualifying the positive, it's gotta be.
You barely require my aid as it is.
There we go.
If you need guidance, I will provide it to you telepathically.
Okay.
Don't think about it too much. When you are 3,000, such things will cease to impress you.
Oh, that's another
Let us
disqualification.
look at your first client's case file.
Okay.
Dr. Drain, huh? You ain't got no first name?
Dr. Drain, he's 430, he's male, English. He's a class of 1614 graduate of the Royal College of Physicians. He's been studying the nature of blood for the last several centuries. Became a vampire after a post-mortem blood transfusion experiment. Now runs a global pharmaceutical research company. Is now concerned that he's developed an addiction to a drug of his own formulation. We're going straight into the drug addicts. Suggestion. Detected strong irritability on the phone. Investigate Drain's drinking and sleeping habits. I don't think we're qualified for this, Sam.
Many vampires go by one name. Families and titles seem to become more abstract after a certain age.
Huh. So is it funny that he kept the title?
Indeed. You catch on quickly, despite your habit of disqualifying the positive. I will let you work now. I shall be meditating in my coffin, but I will sense when you need my help.
Thanks, Andy. We might.
Samuel, I know you can handle this. Be yourself, and all will be well.
All will be well. Oh, he's flew away.
I said, oh, I hate flying.
Oh, well, there's a start. There's an intro.
Hey
Hello.
God's blood, what on earth are you?
Oh, this English accent. I'm so sorry.
My name's Sam. I'm the new therapist. Make yourself comfortable, Dr. Drain.
Why are they springing the fact that he's a new therapist on this poor guy who's probably been to therapy with Andy for a few weeks, and then suddenly he turns up and there's a different counsellor in the chair? How's he going to think about that? I mean, how would you think if you were talking to somebody for a few weeks and then suddenly somebody new was just in the chair today?
And American as well? Good God. It's not enough for you lot to take over the world of the living. Even the halls of the dead aren't safe from you.
Straight in with the racism. Cool.
Oh, well. I suppose your lot are all into this touchy-feely stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
And ignorance, even American ignorance, is bliss, I suppose. Oh, sweet ignorance, how I do wish I knew thee.
I'm detecting a little bit of maybe some walls going up somewhere. Maybe some like psychological, emotional walls are going up. Sam.
Damn it, how am I gonna work with this fella? I gotta ask Andy.
Okay, you ask Andy.
Are you alright, Samuel?
Oh, he's blue.
You gave me this fella as my first client?
Why not? He is clearly hiding very little about his state of mind.
That's true.
How am I supposed to help him when he already sees me as the bad guy?
Use your instincts, Samuel. Think about how you have felt in your darkest hours. What does this poor vampire want?
Does he want a reality check? Does he want to leave? I mean, he hasn't left. He hasn't left so far. He could leave if he wanted to. He's well within his rights to leave. He has, I'm assuming, the use of legs. He can just get up and walk. Or shall we say, somehow he got into this place. He can leave. Reality check makes me think Sam would respond to, let's say that the client has already come in very highly strung, highly active emotionally. If you match that energy, the client is just going to go up again. He's going to escalate it a little bit. So, do we want to sort of maybe be down here and have the client meet him? Yeah, I don't know if he wants a reality show, but he might need one. In the context of the game, I think he just wants to complain. I think he just wants to vent, which is fine if he wants to use his hour to vent. That's what he's here for.
I think he just wants to complain.
Perceptive, Samuel. He can hardly stop himself, can he?
So, what? I just let him complain?
Of course. Just give him a starting point to let it all out. It will make him feel better.
Well, if you say so.
One phrase that springs to mind is asking the person, do you want to vent or are you looking for a solution? That's how if a person is venting, that's normally like my cue to say, are you looking for a solution or do you want to just vent? If you just want to vent, that's, off they go kind of thing. If they're looking for a solution, I need to actively listen. I'm still actively listening to, obviously, if they vent. But yeah, there's a different kind of listening to venting and looking for a solution.
Don't worry, Samuel. You are doing wonderfully. I will release your time now.
Okay, bye.
Well, are you just going to sit there?
Did Sam just check out for 10 minutes? It's like, let me check with Andy. This poor Drain's just sat there going, hello. Sam's like,
I was just gonna ask how your trip here was.
yeah.
My trip was bloody wonderful. Until my familiar got a flat tire and I had to fly 30 kilometers here as a bat.
Oh.
I hate being a bat and I hate flying. Do you know an owl tried to eat me?
Rude.
Me, a creature that has lived for centuries, treated like common prey. I'm surprised he was even interested. You should see what an ugly little beastie I am when I transform. All I could do was screech and squeak until he went away. Well, I suppose I'm alive, in a manner of speaking anyway. You all right there, pal? Yes, I'm fine. Well, I'm not, of course. I wouldn't be here otherwise. But for the sake of conversational integrity, fine. I take it you've read my case file and know why I'm here?
His almost died. He had an addiction. There was an addiction in the blood, I think.
You're here for an addiction problem.
Which, again, we're not trained for addictions.
Yes. Embarrassing, isn't it? What's to be embarrassed about? I remember when Ulysses S. Grant was president. Didn't seem to bother him. Oh, well, of course. How wonderful it is that I share the mental failings of people who only live a single lifetime. Hey, come on now. There's a part of us that's still mortal. Can't help that, just like we can't help being dead. So I'm discovering. Look, I just need some tips and I'll be on my way. Just give me all the tricks, whatever one does to make addictions go away.
For a start, we're not here to give advice, tricks, tips, whatever. I'm hoping is what Sam's going to say next.
Tips? Let me think.
Oh, Sam, please don't. No. Here we go. Okay. So, suggest a milder addiction. Maybe swap the addiction for something else. What do we think? I don't think that'll work. Suggest something tasty. Oh, well, maybe you could swap the blood addiction for chocolate instead. I hear that's tastier. Suggest a hug. I don't think he's going to take a hug in this emotional situation that he's in. Maybe we suggest that there are no easy solutions. Maybe we drop a little bit of a truth bomb on him. How about that?
Partner, there ain't no tips that'll magically cure you, but I'm here to listen. You know, I never in my life thought anyone would ever call me partner. Like partner, but not with a T.
Okay.
And I know how you English love your tea.
Is that a joke, Sam?
Thank goodness we can still process tea. We cannot live on blood alone.
Ah, so in this world, vampires can drink tea.
I appreciate the concern, though. I must admit, I rather saw myself above this whole addiction thing.
Ooh.
Tell you what, let's not worry about being above or below anything. You're here now, so let's see what we can do. What exactly are you addicted to? It's a form of plasma, a catalytic compound of my own design, a necessary component of my own scientific goals.
Okay.
You're losing me. Well, let me try to make it simple. I have been able to replicate and even alter the molecular patterns that vampiric erythrocyte surface receptors receive.
I think he lost Sam even more.
Our unique physiology gives us an increased ligand affinity, which is how we are able to process blood the way that we do.
Okay.
I can extend this receptivity and thus achieve my true goal: synthetic blood, freedom from the hunger that plagues us, and hope for all humanity.
Okay, yet to see a downside.
Well, dang, that sounds pretty impressive, Doc. Well, it doesn't work without a vampiric catalyst, and that is the plasma I am addicted to.
Right, okay.
Pathetic, isn't it? I have spent 400 years trying to steal the secret of blood, only to be engulfed by it, like Prometheus walking into a fireplace. Pathetic? Doc, where the heck would you get a word like that? You've come up with a synthetic blood. Man, I can barely get my spurs on some mornings. Maybe you've had a setback or two, but give yourself a little credit, compadre. Credit? For wasting 400 years? Practically speaking, I'm in the same place as I was back when King James was in power. Only now I have a drug problem. Perhaps I must face facts. My professor was right. Nothing we ever do will make a damned bit of difference.
How many King Jameses have we had? I'm pretty sure we had more than one King James. This is a history lesson I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure we've had... There was James I, and he was the one that united, because he was James VI of Scotland. Have we had James II? I don't know. I feel like this vampire drain would know. Oh, he's back.
To him. Do you recognize his patterns of thought?
I was listening about James. I'm so sorry.
There's some distortions in there, ain't there?
Mm-hmm.
I knew you would sense them.
Oh, thank you.
Invite him to talk more about this failure of his.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Will do.
Now hold on just a minute there, cowpoke. I've heard you talk a lot about failure. But it sure sounds to me like you ain't thinking clearly if you think you're a failure. I am a realist, that's all. Look at me. 400 years of study and still dabbling with leukocytes.
Oh. Are we disqualifying the positives? Because I don't know about dabbling with leukocytes. Are we disqualifying?
I don't know many people who would call working with leukocytes dabbling. I mean, I gotta admit, I have no earthly clue what you're talking about. So unless you made up all them science terms, I think you might be doing more than playing with a chemistry set. Perhaps, but if we consider all there is to know about blood, I know precious little.
Right.
But you know something. Yes, I concede I might know something about blood. I would hope so after 400 years.
I think he knows a lot about blood.
You still got more knowledge about blood than most, whether it's been 4 years or 400 years, amigo. Let's get back to what you were saying, though.
Okay.
I'm saying I am surely the oldest, most well-studied doctor in the world. I should have achieved more than this.
Hello, Nathaniel. How you doing? How's your Monday going? Oh, he should have achieved more than this. Should he? Are we should stating? Are we shoulding?
Well, who said you should have achieved more?
Yeah, exactly. Who's this should? Who are these people that you're putting yourself on a pedestal for?
Isn't it obvious? I should have something to show for 400 years of work.
I'm very warm. But that's about it. I'm very well, thank you. It should have something to show for 400 years of work. No.
And what happens if you don't? Absolutely nothing at all. Well, that's my point. That is not as encouraging as you think it is. Ain't meant to be encouraging, just showing you a little reality.
Yeah.
Well, it's all my fault, really. I cannot seem to motivate my scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death.
What's the thought here? Because it's glowing, so I'm assuming we're going to have to make some sort of distortion. So, it's not Nosferatu thinking, because that's black and white thinking. It's always shocking to me how little urgency mortals have around death. Oh, it's all my fault, really. Is that the cognitive distortion? He can't seem to motivate his scientists to reach the necessary level of dedication. Is this control? Are we doing a control here? Is he trying to not trying to control the scientists, because he's already said he can't control them. So does he think he needs to motivate? Yeah, he needs to motivate them to get them to a... I think we've got control here.
So it's all your fault that you haven't come up with the perfect synthetic blood. It can't be anyone else's fault. Only I have the skill, the knowledge, and the experience.
There we go. Only he has the skill, the knowledge, and the experience, really?
Pardon me for saying so, Doc, but it sounds like what you're doing is pretty dang complicated. It sounds to me like you're some kind of god if you expect control over life itself. Please, I'm a scientist, not a spiritualist. It is not control I seek, but understanding.
Okay.
And are you ever gonna have perfect understanding?
No,
of course not. I'm not a wizard.
Vampires exist, but maybe not wizards. Oh.
So how about not putting saving the world on one person, Doc? That is a simplification, but I take your point. As I was saying, now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I have joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance.
Oh, we've lit up again down there. So, now that I'm addicted to my own drug, I've joined the ranks of mortal celebrities in my utter irrelevance. So not Nosferatu, not all or nothing thinking. It's not a should statement. There's no should in there. There's no control, I don't think. Maybe... Is this labelling? Maybe are we labelling ourselves as utter irrelevant? With the ranks of mortal celebrities? Are we labelled?
Now, why would you go and label yourself irrelevant? What else do you call a man who has nothing to show after 400 years? I reckon I'd call him by his given name. Slapping a label on yourself don't do nothing but weigh you down. Oh, well played, cowpoke. Perhaps I am being a little dramatic.
Cowpoke. He's now Dr. Drain. I nearly called Dr. Drake. He's now joining us. He's now matching our linguistics. He's talking about cowpokes. He's talking about cowpokes. Oh, why can I not say cowpoke? What is going on? But he's now matching how Sam speaks.
Yes, I'm aware that in reality progress has been made, enough to get to this point. But I didn't come here to ask for a pat on the back and to be told I'm a good boy. That ain't my department, but I hear they do some of that stuff downstairs.
Wow, we're making a joke, are we? Okay.
Yes, we all know very well that the Continentals are more sexually liberated than we are. But as I say, I don't want all this therapy stuff. I just want to stop using this damn drug.
No, I think you'll find they're one and the same, guy.
Well, so what's so good about this stuff anyway? Why do you like it? I'm not certain. I don't remember what happens after I take it, but I wake up feeling, how do I put this, alive. Well, that don't sound so bad. A good nap can make me feel like a new man.
Sam.
I'm not talking about feeling refreshed. I mean I feel alive. As if I'm someone else. Someone who lives. And I wake up and find, oh gracious me, I am not depressed. You mean to tell me that you're going to sleep depressed every night?
Welcome. Welcome to 2024, Sam.
Oh, nothing of the sort. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that. You are assuming that I can simply go to sleep and my global scientific enterprise will run itself. Oh, wait just a gosh darn minute. You're telling me you don't sleep? Yes, it's not as though we can get much deader already, and I have work to do.
Oh.
So you're not sleeping, and you're always depressed. I think we're starting to get somewhere. Oh, don't be such a bumpkin. If you are a sapient individual, aware of the world around you, depression is the only sensible reaction. It has nothing to do with sleep.
What are we here? A sapient individual aware of the world around you. Depression is the only sensible reaction. Is this a control fallacy? Because depression, if you are this person, then or are we Nosferatu? Are we thinking black and white thinking? Like, if you're this person, then this must happen? What do we think? Are we going Nosferatu? Wondering that.
Come on now, it's a big world out there, and different things are depressing to different people. Everyone reacts to things differently. Ain't it true that a sensible person, as you call them, might even be a different degree of depressed? Very well, I suppose I might have been using a bit of mild hyperbole. Mild is putting it mildly, buckaroo. Buckaroo? Now I'm even more depressed. Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner. Oh, boo-hoo, on life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
Oh, here we go. Boo-hoo-hoo, life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard. I mean... It's not a should statement. Again, maybe control? Are we labeling? No. Maybe control. No.
Dr. Drain is calling himself a whiner for being sad.
Okay.
If he is trying to bully himself into being happy, he has clearly met with minimal success.
Regardless, I didn't come here to be a whiner.
Thanks, Andy.
Oh, on life is hard. Yes, we all know it's hard.
Are we labeling?
Now, why'd you say coming and talking to me makes you a whiner? Is that not what I currently am? Sounds to me like you're expressing yourself. Whiner is the word you used. Yeah, if you want to call it whining, that's up to you. But that's entirely your label. Oh, very well, call it moaning or whinging if you prefer.
Does it have to call it?
Belly aching, still all just labels. I don't believe I shall be using the term belly aching in any case.
It's back
But
in my
as I was
hand.
saying, in the moments I wake up, I feel free. I suppose it must be what being an ignoramus feels like.
Oh, here we go. Are we labeling again? think we're labeling again.
You honestly think feeling good makes you an ignoramus? The phrase ignorance is bliss is most apt, don't you think? But by calling yourself an ignoramus, you're making bliss something to be avoided. Yes, unfortunate how that works, isn't it? The only way to be happy is by being a fool. Partner, those are your labels. Try using something more positive and see how you feel.
Okay.
What, shall I say that by being ignorant, I am a noble genius?
It's not a great way of saying it, Sam, but
Still
we'll
just
try it.
labels. Oh, very well. I suppose I might be discounting my experience.
So,
I don't know how to say this, amigo. You really don't like letting yourself be happy. Honestly, I'm failing to see the problem with taking this stuff. Seems like it's making you get the rest you need and it makes you feel good. What's the problem?
he's addicted to it, Sam. He's depressed and he's using it as a substitute. Sam, I don't know if you missed that bit.
First of all, I do not need to rest. And partaking of this plasma does have downsides. What kind of downsides? I do not know what happens when I partake of the substance. However, when I wake up, I feel refreshed. But I also smell of blood and sex. Once I even woke up wearing a football jersey. It was most distasteful.
Oh dear.
I guess you must be having some kind of good time.
Sam!
That is not my idea of a good time.
The guy is taking a substance and losing control of his faculties and his memory. And you're like, oh, that's my idea of a good time. Sam. Oh, can we just... Sam.
I'm Dr. Drain. I am intelligent and worldly, not some ill-bred monster. I don't go gallivanting into godforsaken places to engage in depraved coitus and the consumption of dirty blood.
It's coitus. That's how I say it anyway.
You're good at denying yourself things.
What time of game is wow, it's supposed to be a visual novel, but I think I'm just using it as a venting situation. At the moment, it's a Vampire Therapist. It's a visual novel, but one of these where you make choices all the way through, which I think is what a visual novel is anyway, isn't it? Really.
Well, I should be better at it.
We got. I think this is going to be a should. It's like a counselling session. Well, you'd be surprised. Should statements.
You know, Doc, a wise old vampire recently told me something I'm about to tell you.
Oh. It is Sam's first day as a vampire therapist. He is trying to be a counselor. We met with the old 3,000-year-old vampire who gave us kind of like a little pep talk and told us about cognitive distortions, and then he's let us loose on Dr. Drain, and we're doing great.
You keep talking about the things you should be doing.
Yes.
You, compadre, are shoulding all over yourself.
Shudding all the way all over yourself. Absolutely covered yourselves in shudding.
Oh, well, that is vivid, isn't it? I can now add incontinence to my already considerable list of faults.
I think the metaphor was lost on you.
I'm being serious. I'm listening to you tell me I should be doing this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But who gave you all them shoulds and shouldn'ts?
Yeah, whose voice is the critical voice inside you?
I don't know. It shouldn't matter, should it? I've been dead for over 400 years.
You just said should twice again. Those were two more shoulds.
It's the oldest stuff that sticks with us, amigo. We all got traumas. Heck, we're dead, man. That's traumatic no matter what. What we gotta start with is you. You've been through a lot. Don't rope yourself up so tight. Listen, we're doing good work already, I know it.
Okay.
Now, let's not push too hard. I would really like you to think about where all them shoulds are coming from before we meet again.
Ooh.
And be good to yourself, all right, partner? Don't feel like you gotta go cold turkey on that plasma stuff.
That is like the number one thing of addiction, which is never go cold turkey.
Yes, well, all the same, I'd rather not do it at all. Is that actually gonna happen, though? It might. You're dipping into it tonight, aren't you? I was thinking about it. All right, partner. Just give yourself a little compassion. That's all I'm asking. I'll admit, you've given me some things to think about. Not pleasant ones, mind. You can handle it, partner. You're way smarter than I am. Yes, well, that is certainly true. Very well. I shall do some reflecting, inasmuch as our kind can reflect.
Hey. Because vampires are reflection in the mirror. You can't see their reflection in a mirror.
I shall see you in precisely 4 weeks then. Farewell, Sam.
Oh, it's once a month. Okay, bye. Oh, he just dipped.
Samuel, I knew you would do well, but that doesn't make me any less pleased.
Andy has a lot of confidence in ourselves.
That was a hell of a rush. That fella's holding on tighter than a holster to a gunslinger's hip. It felt real good to help him look at himself a little more kindly.
Good, Samuel. Treasure this feeling. But also rest. Go downstairs, get something to drink, relax in your coffin. Next week you shall see a new client. I think they will be an interesting challenge for you. I bid you good evening, Samuel.
Okay.
Rest in peace.
You too, Andy. Well, I guess it's time I got me some grub.
I really want to know if he's locking up his client notes at the end because GDPR in Europe. I hope he's not leaving the client notes anywhere. Oh, we're in the club.
That's it, I guess. My first client. Can't believe I'm doing this therapy stuff already.
Yeah, I know, Sam.
Sure could use a drink. I'll check in with Crimson.
Okay.
Well, if it isn't Yosemite Sam, how you doing tonight, partner?
She's just going to go through all the cowboys that she knows, isn't she? We've had Clint Eastwood, and now we've got Yosemite Sam. Let's see how many more we get.
Better already, hearing from someone from the States who knows the lingo.
I'm not from any states, cowpoke. District of Columbia girl here.
Oh, technical.
I figured you must have been coastal. You sound a little more, polished than I do.
You should hear my German.
Oh, maybe some other time. My brain's full tonight. I had my first therapy session with a real client.
Oh, yeah? How do you think it went?
Oh. Say it was great. I think I mean, yeah, I don't think Crimson's our supervisor though.
I reckon it was a bullseye on my end. You should have seen me. Labeling, blam, disqualifying the positive.
Wow.
I'm glad to hear it. Someone has got to sort these vamps out. They know how to hold on to their
You ain't kidding. Living or dead, once people hit 70, they get pretty dang set in their ways.
You know Andy still uses a typewriter? I can't get that gorgeous man to see the light. Keep it up, cowboy. You're a breath of fresh air for these ancient ones.
Anyone ever tell you you're wise beyond your years, Crimson? You must have had some life.
Afraid I'm exactly as wise as my years. How old do you think I am, cowboy?
Oh no, this is the one question we don't answer. Oh no. Oh no. Is she 25, 30, 35? Don't fall for the trap. I'm not going to answer that. That's not something I'm going to answer.
I'm gonna do the gentlemanly thing and not hazard a guess.
Good idea, Sam.
You would have gotten it wrong anyway.
Wow.
I'm 50 years young.
Yeah, no, I got that completely wrong.
50? I died around that age and I looked like shit. But you ain't a vampire.
Like I told you, I'm Andy's blood partner. He shares his blood with me too, just
Cool.
not enough to turn me into one of you.
Ah, okay.
I've been 30 for a good while now.
About 20 years then, because 30 plus 20 is 50? I can do that math.
But you ain't joining our team? Sounds like a story.
Not for tonight, buckaroo. I bet you're thirsty after a big night. Andy told me to give this to you.
Is it
Oh
nice?
yeah, what is it?
What's that?
We had a group of Americans come in last week who donated their blood.
Ooh.
Andy can't stand the stuff. He says the blood glucose levels are too high, but he thought you'd appreciate it.
Too sweet.
Oh, it ain't so bad. I gotta ask though, what does Andy's blood taste like?
To me, it tastes like life itself, cowboy.
I ain't sure I understand.
Never you mind. Look, Tex, I've got some customers to serve, so go enjoy your juice, okay?
Okay.
Oh, of course. I'm keen to get some rest anyway. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Night, Crimson. I don't think my PC likes the curtain shutting.
There he is, my incredible protege.
Uh-oh. The E is a weird. Did we use a different font for the E there in Protege? I think we used a different E there. That's a different font.
Come on now, I have no idea what I'm doing.
No, I don't think Sam does.
Evidence stands against that reasoning, my friend. Do we need to talk about disqualifying the positive again?
Yes.
All right, I get it. I guess I've been muddling through okay.
You've been doing wonderfully. I hope you are ready for a bit of a challenge tonight. Your next client has been known to be somewhat difficult.
It's interesting that Sam is not handling his own calendar as well. He just seems to be getting these clients pushed on him.
Here, look at her intake form.
Isabella Deste. Dang, she's got some funny tasting hats.
Okay, Sam, we'll just leave that. Key figure in the Italian Renaissance, funding the works of Leonardo da Vinci, Andrea Mantegna, and Michelangelo. She received a humanist's education and knows much about history, art, music, and philosophy. Comes from a highly aristocratic background but has endured considerable family issues through the generations. States that she's undergoing an existential immortality crisis, suggesting that her life and unlife have both been meaningless. Suggestion: be extremely polite. Yeah, the original font probably didn't have the E with the is it an umlaut? No, that's something else in German, isn't it? I just got some funny. Yeah.
I think you should get along quite well then.
Walked right into that one.
Isabella is not your average vampire. She was once the powerful matriarch of one of the most influential families in Europe.
Do I need to get rid of that somehow? I think it disappears.
She fraternized with popes and kings, and she also wielded great power over the art world. Some say that she was the model for the Mona Lisa.
One of them highfalutin types, huh? I don't think she's gonna like me much.
Thank you. A cute accent, thank you.
She is as human as any of us, Samuel. I already know you will find a way to relate with her.
If you say so.
Remember, you can always seek my advice if you feel lost. You are not alone. But I hear the beating of elegant wings. Breathe, Samuel. Oh, and do be polite.
Right, be polite. We need to note.
Goodness. So you are the new therapist Andromachos told me of. I was not expecting someone so rugged.
Rugged?
Sam Walls at your service, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
You are a therapist.
Debatable.
Well, that's what I'm here for, ma'am.
Enough with this, ma'am. I am not running a whorehouse. You may call me Senora.
How is Sam gonna say Signora? Signora. I mean, you could just say it as Signora. Signora.
All right, Senora.
You have seen my what? Have you been peeking under my skirts, young man?
Huh? What are you talking about, lady?
Signora. Say it.
Signora.
Signora.
Oh, Sam.
Signora.
You could have put the accent on it.
Signora?
Oh, I think he got it.
Porca miseria. This is not going to be easy, is it?
Therapy ain't never easy, Senora.
Yeah, you would think that a cowboy would be better at but yeah.
So, therapy is always easy then?
I said it ain't never easy, Senora.
Is therapy easy or is it not?
He's saying ain't never, so it's a double negative.
Not, I guess.
Oh, how are we to examine my inner demons if your own speech is so diabolical?
You know what? Let's start over. Greetings and salutations, Senora. I am most honored to receive you in my humble office.
Very well. I suppose it will do.
I'm just here to help, Senora. It says here on your intake forms that you've been having a tough time lately.
A tough time. Indeed, yes, it has been a tough time. The realization that not only am I a corpse, but that I have been a useless corpse for nearly 400 years is a tough time.
Okay.
So what set off this feeling that you're a corpse?
I saw a film at the cinema.
Ah.
Hey, I love the cinema.
How's the weather? Warm. How's it down by you? What about movies? Bond with her over movies, Bond with her over actors. I don't think there's gonna be... Oh, Hollywood glamour. Could we do Hollywood glamour? She's quite glamorous herself. Cooking Monster it is, isn't it? Oof.
I can't get enough Hollywood. All that glitz and glamour. Them celebrities sure know how to look good.
Maybe?
Per favore, they look like employees of a peacock brothel.
Okay, maybe not.
The battle between licentiousness and chastity has ended, and chastity has been utterly degraded on the battlefield.
Okay, I don't think that was a good one. I don't think any of those three choices would have been a good choice, but...
They should be ashamed of themselves, parading their young flesh for the adulation of fools. I could teach them about proper fashion, but alas, they would be incapable of hearing my wisdom.
Oh, we're getting a lot of statements here.
I can tell I'm barking up the wrong tree here. Let's go back to this movie you saw at the cinema.
It was a most terrible film, one that shook me to my core. The pain of it lingers with me still 5 years later.
Wait, what vampire films came out in 2019? Because we're 2024 now. She's seen a film 5 years ago. When did Twilight come out?
Well, movies can be pretty powerful. Heck, I remember seeing one of the first films. There was a train coming right for the audience. We thought we were dead for sure.
This film was not powerful. It was meaningless. It said nothing. Did nothing. Less than nothing. As loudly and garishly as possible.
What movie is this?
And the audience, fools that they were, cheered, applauded this desecration of the mind.
What? Why do I think I've seen this movie?
I hate this film with all my being, for it has done the cruelest thing. It has revealed the dark truth. This life that I cling to has no
Sound like
purpose.
I think we've all seen this movie.
Dang, what the heck was this movie?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Which was it?
Space Wars. Rise of the Space Walker.
I haven't seen this one. Wasn't this the last of the Star Wars ones? The last trilogy that they had, the last one of those? Rise of the Skywalker or something? I don't remember. Showing my age here.
Wait a minute. Space Wars, the big science fiction franchise?
Space Wars.
Yes, I believe it is important to understand modern media diets.
Okay. And you started with Space Wars.
But that's the movie that gave you your personal crisis?
Mind your tone. Do not think me a fool. I know it was not high art.
Yeah, because the Emperor. Where did he come from?
But the money it made, it would make even the Pope blush.
But didn't they say that about Michelangelo back in the day? Like, he was making art. I'm pretty sure Da Vinci also was hounded for his art.
This stinking trash. This is what the people want. You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
All that I am, all that I ever was is dead. I mean, it could be a little bit. I think, is this control? It's not control, is it? Is it control? That. Not the journal. Oh, the client records are just in his book. Just out there. Feeling responsible or sole control, or feeling completely hopeless. That's your control fallacy. I think it's a control fallacy. She's feeling a little bit hopeless. She's tried something, it's not worked, and that's why. All I ever was is dead.
For such a complicated woman, the answers
Wow.
are overly simple for Signora d'Este, are they not, Samuel?
I mean, they might be for you, Andy, but apparently not for me.
You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
Are we labeling? All that I am, all that I ever was is dead? No?
For such a complicated woman, the
Oh,
answers are
Andy, you're gonna have to tell me what they are.
Signora d'Este, are they not, Samuel?
You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
Are we disqualifying the positive? No.
For such a complicated woman, the answers are overly simple for Signora d'Este, are they not?
Why is this so difficult?
You see, I understand now.
You don't say
Nosferatu.
We're having this conversation, ain't we? You ain't just lying.
I only guessed that because you didn't have a shot in the title. Okay.
It is no different. I might as well be rotting in the ground.
I think you might get pretty bored.
Are you getting smart with me, boy?
Look, I'm just talking facts. If you're saying all you are is dead, I think you might be doing some Nosferatu thinking. It ain't black and white. You're here. But let's go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Once, I elevated art, and all the world benefited. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now?
Once I elevated art and all the world benefited. Is that control? That's control. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now? Is this? I'm just gonna go for just control for the face of everything.
All the world benefited? There's a lot of people, and they got a lot of different preferences. You can't get them all, can you?
But I could, once upon a time.
You can't reach everybody, Signora. I hadn't even heard of the Mona Lisa until about 1911.
Okay.
Did you have any schooling whatsoever?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't. But I don't think anyone in my time knew about the Mona Lisa either.
Oh, how wonderful. You add to my despair.
I'm saying you can't reach everyone, even in your own time.
That is true. I doubt the rabble had much of an opinion about the so-called great masters.
We only know what we know. But you were saying.
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when they sell the Mona Lisa on beer coasters?
No, it was all for nothing. What good? I'm actually trying now. Oh, it was all for nothing. What good? Is this Nosferatu again? It was all for nothing?
So let me get this straight. For you, the Mona Lisa is good if it's only ever a painting.
Of course. Those of us who are educated know the way things should be and when they fall short.
Ah,
So there's perfect and not perfect for you, huh?
there we go.
Yes, how clever of you to understand the difference.
You're not giving yourself a lot of room in between, are you?
Yes, because she's like perfect, not perfect. Black and white thinking.
No, there is no in between.
There ain't much that's perfect in this world, Signora. You must be disappointed a lot of the time.
You have no idea. But as I was saying, it should not be so.
Oh.
Art should have meaning, purpose. Beauty should expose truth.
So we've got 3 should statements there? Maybe? This is where I go wrong.
You're saying art should have meaning and purpose, but does all art need those things?
There's a hypothetical question.
What is the purpose of creation otherwise?
How about if I just like doodling? Ain't that a good enough reason to draw?
It is a pointless reason.
Does everything you draw have to be a masterpiece?
Or maybe I want to do something pointless. All I'm saying is that I don't have the same shoulds you do.
Perhaps you should.
But I don't. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Which is speak like a peasant.
Heck, that's what I am, Signora. Ain't nothing gonna change that reality. Let's get back to what you were saying.
But it seems I am just a dead woman. A walking corpse who is not worth listening to. I should walk into the sun.
That's another should. I don't think that's a should statement this time. Even though she said I should. Yes, and old argument that only art that attempts to educate is good. Yeah, I know. Yeah, entertainment has no value. Entertainment for entertainment's sake, that sort of thing. Yeah. Uh, she's labeling herself. I think. It seems I'm just a dead woman, a walking corpse that is not worth listening to. Even though, again, she said a should statement.
Now, why have you got to go and call yourself names?
Yeah.
They are not names, they are my reality. I am a dead woman, and I am a corpse, am I not?
But you're also still Isabella. And you're also something else.
Is that all you are?
Yeah, exactly, Sam.
This is how I am defined by the world.
But how does she define herself?
Seems to me you're the one using them names. Hell, I think I'd be a little afraid of calling you a corpse.
As you should be. Allow me to continue.
Okay.
You know, you make me sound rather mad. Like an old woman railing at the world, screaming into the void, all to no purpose.
I mean, isn't this what we're doing?
Look, Senora, all I'm trying to do is show you where you're a little rigid in your thinking is all.
Mm-hmm.
You're expecting a lot from the world and a lot from yourself. It ain't no surprise that you're going to be disappointed over and over again.
I suppose that is some insight. Indeed, I have been in a state of disappointment from the moment I was 16.
What happened when you were 16?
I got married.
Ah. Well, that explains it.
I think I get it.
You absolutely do not get it. You are a man.
Well then, help me understand.
Frankie, my husband. He taught me the meaning of disappointment. He taught me the world was built upon lies. These things men proclaim as values. Truth, beauty, the spiritual. They were all fiction. But if men did not live according to principle, I would. I would set the example and shame them all.
Ooh.
Yet, what a fool I have been to think humanity had greater aims.
So, what's this greater aim you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I received a humanist education as a child. I was taught that the pathway to God was through rationality and a questioning mind, not slavish devotion to tradition. This world is not Eden, but it could be. Or so I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking about a literal pathway to God?
No, fool. A pathway to godliness. To live according to our natures. Our true natures.
You mean being Nunis? You mean being vampires? You mean being Italian? I don't think there's any good way of responding to that. That I don't think any of those three is going to get me. Get me a good reaction from it. This is available on Steam. I think it was around about 13 quid. £13. I don't know what that is in freedom units for the Americans watching. Nudists, vampire. I think you mean being Italian or being the vampires? Nudists.
You mean being nudists?
I don't think any of those three is going to work.
An utterly disgusting and prurient notion. Genitalia should be covered at all times.
She knows that club's going on downstairs, doesn't she? She knows about the stuff that goes on in the club. Maybe not.
Oh boy, you sound like a politician from my home state.
Oh, I've suggested some tasteful nudity.
Then your politicians are very wise.
Okay.
I ain't so sure about that.
They are at least sensible enough to know the purpose of the penis is procreation, not exhibition.
Oh.
Such a thing is not in God's image.
Wait. She had things to do with Michelangelo and things, and didn't he do sculptures that were like Michelangelo's David is a famous one? I've played Animal Crossing. I know what happens with that statue.
Will, talk to me about this pathway to God. How do you reckon we find this path?
We're quite existentialism here.
Nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
Okay. She's always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible. There's a statement for you. What kind of statement is that? So you already won, apparently. Find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible. What kind of let's not disqualifying the positive. Is it labeling? Are we labeling ourselves? Is it control? Find a way back to God. It's not. I don't think it's a should fate. Is it a should statement? No. Is it Nosferatu?
So what happens
Yes.
if we don't become the greatest souls possible?
That was my question. I clicked it and I was thinking, what happens if we're not?
Then godliness is denied to us, as it should be.
Oh.
So either we ascend or we're nothing, huh?
I am glad to hear you are not as foolish as you look.
Oh, let's be honest, senor. Plain folks like me ain't got aspirations of being as good as Jesus Christ. Ain't he supposed to be a forgiving sort anyway? Oh, let's just get back to what you were saying.
We've now gone into religious debate in a therapy session. Okay.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
Oh. Master ourselves and our baser instincts. Is this control? Are we trying to control ourselves?
You've been around a while, senora. In all that time, when have we mastered ourselves and our baser instincts?
Not a single day. Men especially have no bottom to their depravity.
I'm saying nothing. Again, the opinions of the game do not reflect the opinions of this channel.
All right, fair enough. So us fellas have disappointed you every day for a few hundred years, right?
Oh, poor senora.
Ain't that proof that nothing you do is gonna change that?
An evil thought, Mr. Sam Walls, but true, I concede.
We're in agreement then. It's a little bit of a control fallacy to think that's gonna change because of you. Well, let's keep going.
How is she supposed to change every single man in the world into her vision of how she thinks or believes a man to be?
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Wow, okay. That's I think that's definitely Nosferatu.
Now, hold up just a sec there, cowpoke. You really think all we can do is sow death and destruction?
Yeah, no, mate, no, because there's art as well. Weren't we just talking about art like 5 minutes ago?
I do not poke cows. Do I look like a farmer?
Come on, senora. You've been alive to see what? 15, 20 billion people live and die?
She is quite a negative Nancy, isn't she? She is.
You really saying death and destruction is all each and every one of them ever amounted to?
Maybe.
Well, perhaps not individually, but as an immortal, I look at the greater arc of history.
So why has she removed herself from humanity history? Because I look at the greater arc of history, like that's great. You can see history from, but then I can look back and see history type thing. Like, why has she removed herself?
Well, most of us ain't looking to contribute to the greater arc of history, but that don't mean life's pointless. That's some Nosferatu thinking, I'll tell you what. But let's continue.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Oh my gosh. You've always known that the people have become fat and... Is that Nosferatu again? Are we doing a lot of... They're fat and lazy. Living in the Garden of Eden is No.
Our esteemed client is very good at coming up with names for others, isn't she?
Oh.
Perhaps you can call her out on this behavior.
Oh, sorry, Andy. I disappointed
I
the
have
sexy
always
driver.
known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Labeling.
Sounds to me like you're coming up with labels for kicking people out of the Garden of Eden. Is that all we amount to? Fat and lazy?
Look around your own.
She's a bit of a downer, isn't she?
Look at me. See my disgusting rolls and saggy features.
Isabella, this is... Oof.
Would you let me into the Garden of Eden?
Girl, you are beautiful. You just need to smile a little bit. This face that you do in the negative feelings. No.
Well, sure, why the heck not?
I am glad you are not the gatekeeper then.
But she's a regal lady who carries herself well. She has an attitude that may be slightly negative. However, she is very educated. She knows a thing or two about art and history and would be quite interesting to talk to, I think.
You rather have a gatekeeper who wouldn't let you in? Listen, Senora, you gotta go easy on yourself with them labels. Well, let's keep talking, though.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our place at God's side once more.
No. We should act with... Oh, is it a should statement? Should we... Yeah, history and mythology is amazing, and this lady has lived through it. Like, she's lived through the Renaissance, so she knew Michelangelo, probably Raphael, a few of the other Ninja Turtles. She's lived through it. Yeah, should we act with dignity always? She knew Splinter. Maybe she knew Splinter as well. Maybe.
I think this here's the meat of it, Senora. The filet mignon.
The filet mignon.
I fear your French is even worse than your Italian.
Here's the thing, Senora. Who came up with all them shoulds that'll take you to God?
Exactly. Where those shoulds come from, my dear?
Why, the greatest thinkers of history that I studied in my youth. Plato, Aristotle, Cicero, Aquinas.
Okay.
Sounds like a bunch of dead guys to me. They really had it all figured out way back when,
I
huh?
was trying to hold myself back from saying a bunch of dead guys.
Well, of course not. How foolish do you think me?
Not at all, Senora. Just questioning where all them shoulds are coming from. But let's keep going.
So you think you are so very clever, do you, boy? That by pointing out my distortions, you have won.
Can you hear her hackles rising? Can you hear her getting defensive? Like I'm hearing those words and I can hear my shoulders going up. I can feel it. I can feel like a whoa.
That is where you are truly the fool. I already know how wrong I have been, that I have been chasing an impossible fiction all my life.
Right.
Indeed, I now believe that even if we did follow the pathway to God, once we reach the end, we would discover that he, too, was a work of fiction.
So are we having an existential crisis? Which, yes, we were, weren't we? Because that's what was on the client notes.
When I say God, I mean goodness,
Right.
propriety, intelligence. God himself is a lie.
Right.
I see. So you've lost your faith.
Yes, it has crumbled to dust, much like myself in this fat, wretched old body. Beauty and truth are lies. Ideas developed by ugly men to justify their existence. While we occupy ourselves chasing those ideals, they create space wars to leech our money and our vitality. And to think they call me judgmental while they created the false ideal to judge against. You don't think I'm judgmental, do you, boy?
Oh, do we? Oh my gosh. Oh wow, okay. Yes, oh yes. Yes, absolutely. You're doing nothing but judging. I've never seen anyone judge more than you. I think yes, absolutely. I think we call her out on it. I mean, we call an out on it, whichever choice we make. But we call her out on it.
I Exactly.
Sam.
Besides, I ain't gonna call you names. In fact, that's where I think I want to challenge you. Senora, I think the person you're judging more than anyone is yourself.
Yes.
I know you got raised with all them high ideals, so of course you're getting disappointed when nobody can reach them. That's some heavy pressure, not just on them, but on yourself. I'd ask yourself what all that pressure's doing for you. Is it bringing you any satisfaction?
It's been 400 years and I don't think she's got any satisfaction.
We can't always control what things are gonna be.
This is not acceptable.
Oh. Oh. This is not acceptable. Nosferatu?
Hold on,
No.
I know this one. What the heck she mean it's unacceptable to not be in control all the time? Now say that again, Senora.
What do you mean? Control?
I got some bad news for you, Senora. None of us really has the power to change the world on our own. Not even a clever lady like yourself. I suggest we start working on ways of helping you find a way to accept the world for what it is.
But the world is base and unworthy.
Remember that term I told you about? Nosferatu thinking? You're gonna strip all the color out of the world if you keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The world's a lot more than just base and unworthy.
Nosferatu thinking. I am not used to having my own thoughts thrown back at me.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's why you're here, ain't it? I ain't gonna help you change the world, Senora. All I can do is help you find some other perspectives.
I suppose there is a certain simpleton's wisdom in the way you speak.
Wow.
Thanks, I guess.
No, I don't say thanks, Sam.
Very well, boy. I will consider what you have said. We will meet again in exactly 4 weeks. Do we have an understanding?
It's going to be a long 3 weeks, this is. If all my clients are in 4 weeks' time, I'm going to have 3 weeks of doing nothing.
Yes, indeed, Senora.
Yes, wisdom and intelligence are two separate stats, they are, yes.
Please learn to speak properly by then.
Okay, we're going to need to talk about boundaries, my dear.
Well done, Samuel. I believe you handled Senora Deste quite well.
You kidding? That lady straight up hates my guts.
Samuel, if Isabella Deste hated your guts, she would not be shy about telling you so.
But she wouldn't be returning.
Older we get, the harder it is to gain a different perspective. Have patience. We are not all as wise as Samuel Walls.
Guess it's just that simpleton's wisdom, as the Senora called it.
Do not adopt her labels, Samuel. I will not stand for it. I know she was a challenge, but you rose to it as I knew you would. I think you deserve a night of hard drinking. What do you say?
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me twice.
All
All right, Andy. I'll see you later then.
Indeed, Samuel. Enjoy yourself. Excellent work tonight. Rest in peace.
I like when he says rest in peace. It's fun. Oh, here we go.
Dang, I think that's enough abuse for one night. I could use a drink and a quiet night.
You're not going to get a quiet night down here, mate.
Hey, cowboy. Why the long face?
Yay.
I used to say the same thing to my princess.
It's got to be a horse.
Your daughter.
My horse, actually. I never really understood the joke, but I still like telling it to her.
You didn't answer my question, Gunslinger. What's got you down?
A mean lady was mean and old to me. Mean lady.
Oh, I just finished up with my second client. She gave me a tongue lashing to remember her by. You ever talk to someone who's so educated and refined that they make you feel like a space alien?
Only everyone I ever met in law school. At least until I learned to speak their language.
There we go.
You're a lawyer?
Was, and no, I wasn't the blood-sucking kind, before you start with the vampire jokes. Just a wide-eyed DC do-gooder. But I get what you're talking about. People can use language like a membership card. You don't speak the lingo, you don't get in.
Yes.
Well, that's just what I mean. I just ain't sure I've got the lingo for a 500-year-old high society Renaissance woman.
Well, how do you think your session went? Think she heard you?
It's always better to meet the client where they're talking. So if they use certain words, non-swear words, nice words, shall we say, always better to meet the client where they are speaking rather than trying to, like, you wouldn't necessarily go into a client and go, oh, that cognitive distortion that you used. You'd sort of meet them where they are talking and where they are. I think she heard you. Yeah, I think she heard us. I don't think she necessarily wanted to take it in, but I think something went through.
Well, she did say that I'd given her some stuff to think about. And to tell the truth, she seemed kind of embarrassed about that.
So what? If she heard you, I'd take the W, cowboy.
So the psychiatric cop, no.
Take the W. What, the wagon?
Again, there. So Crimson's just used take the W, which we, maybe some of us know online that means take the win. The W is the win, or the L is the lose. Sam, being from his time, doesn't necessarily know what that means. Which is what I mean when I say meet the client with their language. Skibbity.
The win, Gramps. Maybe she isn't gonna relate to you, but that doesn't mean she can't hear you.
Oh, you're probably right. I guess I'll take the W. And while you're at it, I'll take some B too. Oh, that's blood, see?
Again, there. So that's Sam then adapting to say, okay, I'll take the W. He's using Crimson's lingo. I don't know why he then said he'll use the B. That's taking it too far.
What are you in the mood for? Men? Women? Something a little more off the beaten path?
Crimson, what are you suggesting?
I think I'll have some takeaway tonight. What have you got?
Here, try this. Should put some color in those cheeks.
You really ain't squeamish, huh, Crimson?
Nah, healthy blood never hurt anyone. I've been hanging around vampires for 20 years, and they aren't so scary.
Not even Bert.
What, that old pointy-eared teddy bear? He's a total sweetheart, unless someone gets aggressive or touchy with the customers.
Nah, I like Bert. Bert's cool.
What does he do then?
They get a stern warning.
To get a Bert warning.
And if they don't listen?
Why are you asking this, Sam?
Why, then he eats them.
Then what else is he gonna do, Sam? What else?
He is a teddy bear. I met Teddy Roosevelt back in the night, and I'm pretty sure he would have done the same thing.
Okay.
Speaking of which, I got to thirst something fierce. I think I'll head back to my coffin for a little rest. But you have a good night, Crimson.
Okay. What film are we watching tonight, do you think?
You too, Sam. Don't let the Draculas bite.
Time to crack open a warm one.
Hey.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I can find a quote from one of my favorite books that'll help give me a little inspiration.
Is it Anne Rice?
Or I could watch the Three Stooges hit each other a whole bunch.
Oh, it's another one of these. Do we read? Do we watch TV?
Or I could just go to sleep. What's it gonna be, Sammy boy?
I think we read. Oh, read some Thoreau. Interesting. Let's read some Thoreau.
My profession is to be always on the alert, to find God in nature, to know his lurking places.
Okay.
I always like that quote. I ain't a God-fearing kind, but it's true. There's a natural beauty behind the man-made world if you know where to look. Isabella D'Este's all culture and breeding, but underneath, she's got her vulnerable and beautiful humanity too. I just gotta remember that.
Yeah. You want the coffin too? It does look comfy, doesn't it? It's got all the silk plush. I bet it's soundproof as well. Like, that'd be really... It just needs, like, air conditioning, I think. Although I would be a vampire, so I wouldn't really necessarily need air conditioning. But me personally, now, alive and human, I'd need air conditioning in there.
All right, that's enough for one night. Time for some rest. I hope my next client will be a little easier.
I don't think it will be, Sam. I really don't think he will be. She, they. AC is a blessing. Thank you. Next morning. Hey.
Samuel, good evening. I am glad to see you looking so fresh and well slept.
Well, evening, because we're vampires and we don't sleep. We sleep during the day and wake up at night.
Uh-oh, something tells me I'm in for it tonight.
The truth is seldom unseen by you, my friend. Tonight, you face perhaps one of the most difficult challenges a therapist can face. The fact that you may not be able to help everyone.
Ooh.
In truth, I have failed to help clients with this particular disposition many times.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm new at this. You're nigh on 3,000 years old. If you can't help them, how can I?
Ooh, what statement's that, Sam?
It is not guaranteed that we can help every client. To think we are powerless to help any is a cognitive distortion itself. I believe you know it.
I think that's control, isn't it?
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
control fallacy, I know. I can help some folk.
That's right. Here, take a look at this case file.
Theater feller, huh? I've known a few of them in my time. They can be a little, self-absorbed.
Going in there with a precognition, Sam. Edmund Kean was a highly influential Shakespearean stage actor during the Georgian period. He's credited with more personal interpretations of character as opposed to pantomime performances. He lived a tumultuous life on stage, dealing with alcoholism, sex scandals, and entitled behaviour. Did everybody in the Georgian period? He wishes to return to the stage, but expresses great anger at critics who might review him poorly. He demands respect as the greatest actor the world has ever seen. So he's going in there with what's it known notions? Something notion. About how he needs to be received as the greatest actor ever seen.
He's looking for therapy because people don't like him, it says?
He is one of the most revered actors in all of history.
So he might have a few cognitive distortions.
A few. He may not recognize them, Samuel, but all you can do is present reality to him.
Okay.
He comes. Remember, I will give you whatever advice I can. Good luck, my friend.
Cool.
I hope I'm up to this.
I hope so too, Sam.
What is this vampire I see before me?
Hello.
I'm Sam Walls. I'm your new therapist.
Your dress, your bearing, your hat. You also are forgotten by time.
Hello, Edmund.
Oh, how fortuitous! A kindred spirit, perhaps. A therapist should know pain, I say. Most excellent.
Tarnation. Can't get a break with this here hat of mine.
No, it's perfect. Do not change a single thing. It gives me faith. Faith, my dear vampire, that you can help me.
I'm gonna do everything I can. I promise you that, amigo.
Again, we're going in with the sort of like, he's here to help you. No, we're here to help the client help themselves. This is how I view therapy and how I've always been taught therapy, is that it's the client who's the center, and it's the client who is not maybe necessarily open to change, but it is the client's journey. I'm not here to give advice. I'm not here to help you. I'm here to sit with you on this journey. We're going on this journey together, the therapy journey. It's giving an impression that they come and throw their troubles at Sam, and Sam kind of goes, well, it seems like you're doing... I don't know. It's sitting okay, but it's just something that's...
Do not do so lightly. Darkness dwells within my damned soul. You journey into my pain at your peril, and I cannot be your Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
You're who now? Anyway, you wrote in your intake form that you're here because...
A Vulcan would be a great therapist, yes. Mortals don't appreciate you. You're confused about your sexuality. Your dressing room is too small. We're here because mortals don't appreciate you.
Mortals don't appreciate you, you said.
Indeed, and I fear they cannot. They must die to appreciate life. As mortals, they cannot ask the immortal questions. What is life for us who do not live? Why are we here? Why do we continue? What do we do when death has no meaning? And what a piece of work is vampire! How noble in stature, how infinite in life!
You can mind meld the therapy right into your brain. Let's indulge him. Let's carry on.
In form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like a demon. In apprehension, how like a bat. Ah, the beauty of the night!
He's so down to earth. Oh wow, we're just gonna keep going. Okay, we'll just keep going. I'm just gonna sit here.
We are but the quintessence of dust.
I'm getting a free show here. Oh, overindulge. Overindulge.
All right, that's enough of that. Before we answer the question of why we're all here, why are you here? Well, that is, what exactly drove you to me, partner?
Oh, that. Well, a pustule of a theatre historian I recently seduced and killed sprang the seeds of doubt in mine corpus.
Uh-oh.
He was writing a biography of the great Edmund Kean, and I thought mayhap that I would favor him with a secret or two.
Okay.
He said my acting style would now be considered archaic.
Well, yeah.
Though I drank him to the last, I fear his cruel barb was sharper than my fangs.
Oh.
This embossed carbuncle of corrupted blood caused me to doubt myself.
Oh dear, oh no.
Are all men such fools? Will I ever find my audience again? Or did they die long, long ago?
Has he not adapted? There doesn't seem to be much adaptation going on with these vampires. We're in 2024. It's, you know, they're like 400 years old. Is there not much I suppose this is why they're in therapy. Ignore me.
Help me purge these mortal concerns from my mind, dear man.
We're always gonna have doubts, compadre. That's normal. But I think I can help you see things a little differently. So, he said your acting's out of date. Why don't you just tell me why it bothered you so much?
Yeah. Why did that bother you? Why did that one thing?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
He's perfect? Is that labeling? Is he labeling himself as perfect? No.
States that he's perfect. Even in the most generous evaluation of his skill, is such a thing possible?
Because it's simply not possible. Acting became a noble craft entirely because of me. In truth, I am perfect.
He is perfect.
Sorry, Phil. I got
Nosferatu.
for a second there. You really saying you're perfect?
You're 45 and feel old. I know. Imagine being 400 and having to watch. I suppose this guy's, if he's Georgian, he's seen like the entirety of like the Industrial Revolution and things happening.
Oh, not at all. I'm not a narcissist. I believe I would find myself quite inept at, say, street cleaning or dishwashing.
Okay.
But as far as acting is concerned, yes. If an actor be assessed, you would assess him on the scale of Edmund Kean.
One morning you're besieging La Compostela, and the next you're hit by lolcats.
Oh, come on. You ain't ever forgotten a line?
I suppose, on occasion, a line has left me due to circumstances beyond my control.
Uh-huh.
But that is the fault of alcohol, not of Edmund Kean.
Of course.
So in those times you were drinking, you might not have been perfect. And the acting world kept on turning.
Oh, come now. I was clearly exercising some dramatic license. It is not so black and white.
Right.
Well, that's exactly what I was trying to say. But keep talking. We got some more stuff to sort out.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
Oh. Right. Have you... Any success they have is due to my... No?
This is a special client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Okay.
Oh, there are celebrated actors in these times, yes. But any success they have is due to my beating the path for them to follow.
No.
This is a special client. Remember that his distortions can be about others, not just himself.
Okay, is he labeling?
There are celebrated actors.
No. Is he disqualifying the positive?
Remember.
Oh, I know.
Celebrated actors in these...
Oh, wait,
There we go.
You're saying that every actor's success comes straight from you.
Of course. Even the greatest among my art would have been consigned to obscurity had it not been for my advancements.
I've lost it. I've been going for like 2.5 hours. I've lost it.
Every single one of them ain't had nothing of their own to give to the theater?
Well, I suppose one or two actors in the last 300 years have impressed me.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't you think they deserve their own success?
Was one of them Chris Pratt? Because I want to know.
I suppose
I would be
mortals are
asking.
owed their 15 minutes of fame. One must have some pity for them. We are not monsters.
Okay.
But the actors of modern times, they are shallow, beggarly parrots. Parrots who screech the lines, but do they know them? Do they feel as we feel?
Ooh. The actors of modern times, they're shallow bag. Is this labeling?
So you're saying modern actors are parrots?
Got it.
Indeed, they are only mimics, and thus no better than a well-trained bird.
Wow.
You don't think they're actually birds, do you?
My dear boy, they live such short lives. What else can they do but ape the words and actions of their forebears?
Oh my gosh.
But when you call them birds, you're just labeling them that. You ain't giving them a fair shot.
Oh, come now. I was clearly employing a little dramatic license.
Oh, he's not wanting to see it.
But we're here to talk about truth, right, compadre?
It is my gentle direction that takes the craft to higher echelons, and mine alone. Acting does not evolve without me.
Acting does not evolve without you? I hate these. Always one answer. No.
Listen carefully. Edmund is assigning a lot of responsibility to himself.
Yes, that would be my next.
You're saying
Yes,
only
yes.
you can change the course of acting?
It is demonstrably true. There is acting before Edmund Kean, and there is acting after Edmund Kean.
There's I get 10 of these things right in a row, and I don't think I'm getting that. I think I might have to go back and try again.
But there's so many types of acting out there. I mean, I remember when vaudeville came out, but I don't think you had anything to do with that.
Vaudeville? Oh, like so many American arts, an art of the grotesque. You plunge a dagger into the heart of subtlety.
We're back into the art discussion here again. We had that discussion with the other one.
So you didn't have nothing to do with vaudeville?
Oh, devils below, no.
Well, then you got a little control fallacy, hombre. Mortals got wills of their own.
Indeed. I suppose I don't want any responsibility for the things the Americans create anyway.
Wow, what is this? What is this going on with it?
These critics should honor me as is my due.
Is this a should statement?
You're saying critics
come
should
on.
honor you. Well, what happens if they don't?
Yeah.
And they are not doing their jobs properly. I do not ask for their laudations without cause. But if a so-called critic does not recognize my contributions to the theatre, what do they know of the theatre?
Maybe they just got different tastes.
Yeah, exactly.
Uneducated taste, perhaps.
We're not sort of having therapy though at the moment. We're just having a discussion. We're having a talk now. We're having a conversation, and this is.
If they are just uneducated, why should they appreciate you?
An interesting point. I suppose I cannot blame them. Thou fiend! You are cruel indeed to beat a man when he is at his most vulnerable.
There's challenging a client, and then there's just having an argumentative discussion.
I am here so you may help me cope with a world that has gone mad, not so you might attack my every word.
So you've riled him up now, Sam.
I'm doing no such thing. All I'm doing is pointing out your reality. If we're gonna cope, we gotta be honest about the world.
Okay.
And I say that you are a villain. I come to you in desperate need, and you respond by mocking my desperation.
I don't know whether we went from 0 to 50 really quickly.
Why would you do this to me? Do you not know what pain I am experiencing? Do you not know that I, as an actor, feel every sling and arrow more keenly? Art thou a therapist or a murderer that you would push me so to the brink? Do you want me to commit suicide?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I want to help everyone who comes to me.
Samuel, a moment, please.
Andy, I got a real problem here. I think I'm not cut out for this work. This fella's right. Why am I attacking him when I should be helping?
What's going on for you, Sam? What's happening here?
First of all, should statement. You will do what you will do, and that is all, Samuel. But look at the candles. What do you see?
The candles are burning.
The candles? Oh, they seem fine to me.
Ah, are we doing the... Are we doing this?
Look at the flames.
Wait a minute. They're getting higher, ain't they? What the hell's going on?
Your client is very powerful. He has
Okay, we're not.
unique skills earned through the ages.
I thought we were doing the C5 things. Like the, you know, what 5 things can you see? What 4 things can you hear? What 3 things can you feel? That sort of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
His skill in gaslighting is so intense that it affects the world around him.
The guy who can gaslight makes lights better. That's a little bit on the nose, but I like it.
He is altering reality to fit his distortions.
Yes.
Be watchful, Samuel. Do not let him.
Okay. Thanks, Andy.
Stop it.
Be persistent, and above all, be honest. He does not control your reality.
I await your apology, sir.
Easy, boy, easy. I don't have anything to apologise for. I wasn't trying to rile you up, none. Ah. Easy, boy, easy.
Easy, boy, easy.
Was that Princess?
I shall not go easy. I shall not.
Ain't nobody gonna hurt you. There's a good vampire.
A good vampire? What on hell?
You're safe now. Ain't nobody here to hurt you or make you feel bad.
But
I'm your buddy. That's us. We're just buddies, ain't we?
Buddies? Yes. A friend. A friend. A friend who wishes to help me.
You feeling better there, compadre?
I must confess that I am. Though I scarcely understand how.
Ah, is this Sam's thing?
Hey, well, that's just great. I want this to be a comfortable place for you.
Yes. Yes, I do believe you. After all, your profession is in many ways similar to acting. It is no wonder that we find common ground.
How is therapy like acting?
It is the exploration of the soul, is it not? A journey into pain and truth. We see those pains and truths and reflect them onto the cruel world.
I ain't sure I quite see it like that, but it's true that reflecting is important. Kind of funny when we can't look in a mirror, huh?
One of death's cruel ironies. Thus must we see our reflections in the mortal audience instead.
You care a lot about what the mortals think about you.
Of course I do. Why should I give a fig about what we dusty old folk think, eh? Most of us are stuck in our relative pasts, if you'll pardon the offense.
But all them folks die. You're what, 300 years old?
Don't remind me. Yes, they die, but I cannot. I must not. If I do not exist in their hearts, there is only the purgatory of oblivion.
Ah, okay. They die, but I can't. Is that Nosferatu thinking?
You cannot, you must not. You're talking like there's only one future.
For me there is only one future, save oblivion.
Come on now, that's a little extreme.
'Tis not so. What else have I but the stage?
Well, that's a fine question. I'll tell you what, though, compadre, you are more than the stage. What if theater just didn't exist?
Uh-oh. What if it disappeared?
Perish the thought. Perish it with all due enmity. Unlike some vampires, I am not some blood-guzzling parasite who will idly sit and wait as the world turns.
Oh, are we labelling?
You calling most of our kind parasites?
I am, for that is what we are, if we are nothing else.
Alright, let's just forget the part where you're insulting other vampires, myself included. If you say that you're a parasite if you don't do something, you're gonna be scared as hell of not doing that thing.
As an immortal, I aim for loftier goals.
Oh, what sort of loftier goals?
Can you hit those goals if you're busy being afraid of turning into a parasite?
Ah, but your humble speech does belie the true wisdom beneath. I am indeed cruel to myself. I died for the stage. so I should live for it as well.
Oh. Died for the stage, so I should live for it as well. Should?
Well, why should you live for the stage?
Yes. Okay. I think I'm hitting the stride now with these guys.
What was my death worth if the stage does not matter?
But it's only you who's saying your death ain't worth something.
Exactly. We know who this guy is. There was a guy doing an autobiography of him, like a history book.
But your shoulds are fatal. Ain't that a lot of pressure?
Perhaps. Though one might argue...
You're doing it. I'm doing it!
...be forged in fire.
But is acting really the most important thing in the world?
I shall assume that you jest. Vampire society is of no use to me.
Oh.
We are so few, and I cannot have an adoring crowd without a crowd.
Oh. Hmm. Is it not? So I'm thinking the Vampire Society is no use for me because they're so few, and he needs a crowd. Is that Nosferatu?
Vampires ain't got nothing to offer you.
Like, there's no vampires, but he needs a crowd.
Nothing they can give, no. Vampires do not understand the avant-garde.
Vampires have a lot to give. We got time to understand things mortals just can't.
Yeah, you got all like 300, 400 years.
I think you're painting Vampire Society with a pretty broad brush. We got some redeeming values.
Oh, perhaps. But an understanding of the stage is not one of them. You know, I see what you are doing. The motivations of man are well known to me through my art.
And what am I doing?
What is he doing?
You are mocking me, undermining me, causing me to doubt myself. I know thy purpose, wretch.
Oh no, are we starting again? Is he going up?
This Faraday business is all a ruse. You would lay me low and claim dominion over me.
Oh, are we going? Is the emotions going back up again?
All I'm trying to do is help you, friend. Reality's a lot easier to deal with when you can accept it for what it is.
So, now you doubt my sanity. Is there no end to your japes and jabs?
Easy, fella.
Not break. Oh, you shall see. The tides of cruel seas will crash upon me, but I do not wither. I know thy game, trickster. You wish to keep me in your debt. The more I doubt myself, the more you take from me.
Okay.
You think you are clever, but thy tongue outvenoms all the worms of the Nile.
Oh no.
Well, what have you to say for yourself? Speak, that I might hear thy
Dude, chill. Tame him like a wild horse. I don't think we're not going to do it for free. Never do it for free. We're not a trickster. I'm going to tame him like a wild horse.
Easy there.
I'm going to bring the horse back in.
What?
I know you're upset and you're scared. I ain't gonna hurt you.
But you want to hurt me.
Good vampire. Ain't you sweet? Yeah, it's all right.
Just imagine he's got his like stuck in the nose.
You really don't want to hurt me? You'll keep me safe?
We're safe. Ain't no place safer than right here. We're friends. That's right. You're my buddy now. Just my pal Eddie.
In truth, I am oft left bereft of friendship. Our kind can be difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
You mean vampires?
No, theatrical.
No, actors. But to sense one is not alone in all the world is a feeling to be cherished.
You ain't alone, I promise you. Whatever bad stuff we're living, someone else has lived it already.
Tis so. Many geniuses were unappreciated in their time, with wonders of their craft consigned to history's dusty pages. Even the bard himself did struggle. There is some comfort in that.
Common nocturnality. We all got the same needs, man. Blood, safety, and sex.
Indeed. I, too, am akin to the doomed Achilles, though my sore spot lies not so low, but twixt stem and stern.
Twixt stem and stern. I hope he knows what he's talking about.
Ain't my place to comment.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems the spot is no secret to you after all.
Maybe we can talk about that some more in your next session. I think you did pretty dang well today.
I think so too.
Yes, I suppose I did. I am rather good at therapy, aren't I?
Oh.
If you're here and wanting to get better, yeah.
Oh.
I'd say that makes you pretty good at therapy.
Why are we saying wanting to get better? Okay.
Well, one mustn't rest on one's laurels, must one?
Yeah, same. I don't think a therapist should call themselves friend to a client. Yeah, you've got a dual relationship then. 100%. Yeah, I think you hit the nail then. Yeah, it's not sitting right, is it? No. Yeah, I would not friend therapists, client counselors, whoever are not friends with clients, because then it becomes a dual relationship. Like, you would never put your friends in the therapy chair because you know too much about them. You know all the ins and outs of their relationships and what's going on and why things happened and what's going on in their past and things, and you can be like, it's good sometimes, not something you would do professionally. Yeah. I'm witchery again.
That's right, Eddie. Okay, I'll see you in a few weeks then.
A few weeks. Okay, we're not going to tie it down?
We shall vanquish my demons together. I cannot tarry. The stage awaits.
Bye!
Dang, what the hell was that?
Oh my gosh. The 3 clients. Yes, doctors, lawyers, bankers, that sort of thing. Yes, for sure.
One of the darker malignancies of the mind, dear Samuel.
You sure I'm up to this?
Yeah.
Fish are friends, not food. I love that.
You were able to take your knowledge about cognitive distortions and turn their definitions outward. And we must speak about this equine ability of yours in your next session.
Yeah, I want to know more about that. What happened there?
Oh, that. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself through my horse.
Save it for our next session. Rest, Samuel. You have faced a great danger. Now it is time to drink and be merry with the Goths.
Fine, he gets to everyone's typing. It made sense, don't worry about it. The best bit is the being merry with the goth at the end.
Sure, I call them merry, but they know how to cut loose. All right, Andy, I'll see you later.
Good night, Samuel. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. How about fish therapists? Oh, the fish therapists. It's the music. I just like the music.
One of the weirdest experiences of my life.
It was, wasn't it?
I probably want to forget that. I should go talk to Crimson.
If it isn't Sammy the Kid, plop that butt down. Got a shot prepared for you.
Therapists.
Thanks, Crimson. What is that? Bloody Mary?
No, a Bloody Steve.
A Bloody
I
Steve.
think that's what he said his name was.
Oh.
Of course it is. How's the crowd tonight?
You know, it's funny. They're a little on the weird side tonight. Must be a full moon out.
Oh.
Oh, you ain't kidding. I just had my first therapy session with the strangest fella I ever met. The actor type. Used to be an international celebrity back when I was alive.
Oh.
Seems like fame's a nasty drug.
Like Andy says, people are people. Doesn't matter what era they're from. Feeling good about your session, though?
I think that went well. I mean, he didn't kill us. He didn't kill himself.
He was pretty confrontational, but he was happy to talk about himself at least. Andy says the real clients to worry about are the ones who've got nothing to say.
I get that. Being a human isn't easy. You gotta be pretty damn privileged to have no problem.
Oh, this fella definitely
sorry,
has
cut
plenty
her
of
off.
problems. I think he'll be keeping me busy.
It's a big world out there, cowboy. Full of vampires with no self-awareness.
Well, ain't that the truth? Well, here's to change then.
To change.
You, drinking Andy's blood there?
Andy's? Nuh-uh, this is a plain old mortal drink. You think anyone would want to drink that man's blood from a bottle when they can get it straight from the source?
I suppose they wouldn't.
I'm not proud to drink blood, Sam. Wouldn't be doing it out here.
I didn't mean to cause offense, ma'am.
Not your fault. I guess I shouldn't be offended.
Yeah, shouldn't.
Who's telling you that you shouldn't be offended, Crimson? I know this blood drinking stuff is complicated.
Damn right it is.
Oh, it is.
Look, I have customers to deal with.
Same.
But let me give you some advice, Buffalo Bill. No therapy in here.
Clint Eastwood, Yosemite Sam, Buffalo Bill.
What happens at Eminard happens with consent. Got it?
Okay.
All right, that's fair, and my sincere apologies. It won't happen again.
That's right.
Oh, dang it. I've gone and made myself unwelcome. I better get out of Crimson's way.
Oh, she's an adult. She'll be okay.
You.
Oh, hello. I was just about to hopefully go to my coffin.
Do I know you?
Hello. I think she knows us.
I know you. I've been watching you, vampire.
Hi. Okay, sure. Yeah, play along. Isn't play along and admit it the same thing? Play along.
Yep, that's me, drinking blood to live.
Yes, you do. I saw you. I see everything.
Okay.
My name is Panoptibella.
Panoptibella, thank you.
It means I see all, and I am beautiful.
Okay.
I saw you in the kink room with Reinhardt and Maxi.
Ah. That was... yeah?
And now I see that you are thirsty and would like to drink.
Is this going where I think it's going?
Yep, that is so.
Come, drink from my neck. I wish to see what it is like.
I mean, you could have just... well, she has just asked, I suppose. Oh, I've got to do this again, haven't I? What? I think I got it.
Yes, I see now. That was very pleasant. Thank you. You will go to your coffin now to sleep.
Yes, I think that was the plan.
Well, if you wanted to cuddle.
It is normal for vampires to enter a state of torpor after consuming the blood of another.
She knows a lot.
I wish you an excellent torpor, vampire.
Thank you.
Thanks, I guess. I guess I better get some shut
Yeah, Sam a little awkward. Sorry, pretty lady turns up on screen and I just get all awkward. That was more than a little weird. It was, wasn't it? I wonder if she'll turn up again. Where's...
I hope you are feeling well rested. I have a new client for you.
Well, I was hoping to go to my coffin and I was hoping to be like, oh, that's it. I'll call it there in the coffin. It's a nice place to stop because we're in the coffin. We're just going to do an awkward stop. No end. I don't think I've got another one in me. I don't think I can sit here and do the, is this Nosferatu thinking or is this... I'm entertainers. I'm going to set a boundary. I think that Sam is not doing. I'm going to love you and leave you. No, I've enjoyed. Are you not entertained? Exactly. The Roman Empire. Are you not entertained? I've enjoyed playing this. I'm going to stick this part up on YouTube. You can watch it your heart's desire, however long you want to do that for. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I am wham. It is a little bit wham over here. But yes, I will stop there, I think.